fucking
Ladies
kid.
and gentlemen, we got the timbre, the baritone of Adam Ray in the house.
The sexiest voice we've ever had on the phone.
Oh boy, I'll take it.
Well, I want you to do me a favor before we do anything. I want you to just in your sexiest voice. I want you to say, "Why don't you lose that shirt and get you moving around in the corner over there?"
Hey Brian,
Yeah.
I got a couple ideas for you, real quick.
Yeah. All right.
I know it's Wednesday. I know it's midweek.
Yeah, but we're in a basement. What's going on?
Yeah, great basement.
Yeah.
I know you like these fancy basements. I like these basements with just a couple mics, a couple chairs.
I never said that.
Now here's the idea I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Here's the idea.
Why don't you lose that shirt?
What?
And go play with yourself in the corner. What was the second part of it?
Move around.
He said move around or roll around.
Move around the corner.
I like play with
That is
yourself
so
in the
good.
corner bad.
That's so good.
Wait, take
So
two. Wait,
I'll
move
Try
around
again,
the
try
corner?
again. Yeah, just go ahead and move around the corner.
I mean, also as ridiculous as me saying play with yourself in the corner. Like, just move around?
Just move around.
And then you can add something
Move
to it.
around's not creepy, though.
You can
Pete.
add, and then you'll hear me move around, and then you can say something.
But I guess it's like dealer's choice. Like, whatever move around means to
and then,
you,
and
right?
then ask
You're a
me- and
flexible dude. It
and then
might
when
mean
I
stretching.
move, when I move around, I want you to go. I want you to really quietly say,
That's it.
Now make a noise with your mouth. All right?
No, do a
All right.
piggy noise.
Yeah. watch. Ready?
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday, first of all.
Oh, happy one.
A
Yeah.
lot of people don't say that midweek. Sunday fun day, terrific Tuesday, freaky Friday.
Okay.
I'm about the midweek compliments.
Okay.
Happy Wednesday.
Yep.
Now, I know you love shirts,
I never.
but I'm looking to get rid of that shirt. Why don't you take that shirt off, Bri? Go over to that corner. Move around for a little bit.
Move around?
Yeah. You know how to move around.
Yeah, I guess.
You've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
On stage and off.
Like this?
Slower. Now faster. Now do a slow, fast combo. Now keep your torso tight, but move your head like a peacock. There it is. Yeah, Brian the Peacock Cowan. It's your new nickname.
I don't feel comfortable.
No, you're very you look comfortable.
Okay.
Now make a noise with your mouth.
What?
You heard me.
You heard me.
But say it with the same concern that you said what. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Now touch your toes and roll your socks up.
I don't know if I feel comfortable.
That was so fucking hilarious.
That's Adam Ray as a porn director in the 70s.
Dude, when we were
can
in
never do
Austin
that.
at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, and you did, was it Comedy Jam?
Yeah,
Killed-
goddamn
killed
So
us.
Brian, and I posted Brian singing, who sings that song?
Mother by Danzig.
Mother
yeah,
by
you,
Danzig.
Dude, you
Brian
set the
opened
tone,
it.
dude. I mean, that was like a tough, like...
It was hilarious.
You followed it.
Dude, and then you went up. We were laughing so hard about your
thanks,
story, man. Because you were talking, and I don't know if it's your bit or whatever. I don't want
Yeah.
to give it away, but you talked about how you used to work at Albertsons.
Yeah.
Which, for those that are listening, and you're on the West Coast, Albertsons is like our Ralph's. Depending
Totally.
where you're out, it's like Ralph's or
It's a pretty big, like, grocery store chain, right?
A lot of people in LA don't know what it is. When I go, yeah, I worked at Albertsons. Like, what is that? I'm like, Albertsons or King Supers? Is there King Supers in Seattle?
No.
No?
With, like, Safeway.
Hell yeah, there's Safeway.
Yeah,
Well,
top food.
I
and
thought
drugs.
what was awesome about your...
But hold on, before we move on, B, the thing is what I related to is you talked about how you worked at Albertsons and there was a kid who also worked with you who
Yeah.
had Down syndrome.
Yeah.
I feel like every Albertsons has the token Down syndrome worker.
For sure.
Because that was my first gig. I was a janitor at Albertsons and there was a kid with Down syndrome there.
You were a janitor?
I was a janitor. Terrible
Crazy.
gig.
They didn't want to put you, like...
big sweeper.
I would have put you at the customer service booth because it's like, yo, I mean, I'm sure you know or heard of, like, the insane complaints. And, like, people would probably feel like, all right, maybe I shouldn't.
I
bring it
wasn't
up
that
to this.
big then. I was like 16, so I wasn't big. I was a late
skinny.
bloomer. I was skinny. I was, and
Hashtag late bloomer.
hashtag terrible employee. Hashtag, the 25 cents where you're supposed to put in 25 cents and take candy.
Yeah.
I would just pretend I put cents in and steal a shitload of candy.
Good for you.
Pretend I was
I stole so
cleaning
much
the
shit.
bathroom and just read magazines, eat candy till they fired me.
Dude, the cast of characters at grocery stores, I mean, like, that's one of 1,000 stories that I have.
Oh,
and
my
I should
God.
could probably do a one-man show on it. And it's like, I mean, that customer service booth, I did that for 2 years. And the complaints I got from people that were so, I mean, that's really, I think, when I started to, like, form a comedic brain because it was, like, seeing the stupidity where I was like, you guys have to be fucking with me. Like, this woman came in one time, we had a 25-cent A-plus cola machine outside. And she comes in and she goes, excuse me. I just put $9 worth of quarters in that A-plus soda machine trying to get a lemon lime soda, and it kept giving me root beer. And she has a whole fucking, like, 19 sodas, and she drops them on the counter, and she's like, I would like my money back. And I go, wow, that sucks, first of all. Let me just address and agree with you that 19 lemon limes when all you wanted was a root beer is bullshit.
Yeah.
That being said, didn't it like $4 you stop and go, maybe I'm not getting lemon lime today? And she goes, are you calling me stupid? I go, you said it, I didn't. Like, I'm the shithead 17-year-old that just couldn't keep my mouth shut. She calls over the manager. He comes over. Obviously, customer's always right. So he's like, hey, no, it's all good. Here's your money back and keep the sodas. Adam, you can't do that. I'm like, geez, fuck. That's crazy, George. Like, we can't just let him get away with that.
Man.
He's like, yeah, we can, because that's what we do here.
Was she trying to basically steal?
No, I just think she was literally stupid.
Was like, yeah, she
was
like,
so adamant about that.
I put in, like, but I was like, yo, like 12 quarters deep. You weren't like, dude, all right. But no, she goes, when you 20 more quarters and then maybe.
When you work in a place like that, and like I worked at McDonald's, you can't believe that our democracy works. Like, you can't believe that everybody's allowed to have the vote.
I know.
You're like, how the fuck are you?
But also, like, I can't believe how bad people treat those employees. Like, people treated me like, I'm 16, relax, man. I was a janitor. They treated me like
a janitor.
Like a janitor. But like, I remember the kid who was 18, worse. The kid who was 18 that they just put a Starbucks in, he thought he was fucking Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like, he would literally like boss us around and stuff. I'm like, hey, if you do a good work, I might whip up a Frappuccino for you. I was like, really? And I'd like, do it, man.
Whip up.
Or I try like hitting on girls because I worked at one. It was the infamous one across the street from Cherry Creek High School, where all the hot girls were. Like, literally, it's like where you wanted to be. And dude, I would see them, I'm like, oh hell yeah. I'd act like I'm mopping, like, what's up, girl? Like, oh my god. They're like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, you're a janitor. I'm like, yeah, I am. That makes sense. Oh, this is how you treat janitors. Like, this is how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
Well, when yesterday, I
never got any tail, by the way. Never.
Really?
And then it was so depressing in the worst part that they should make a reality show on is in the break room. Just the people, the workers there. It's like, what's your life story? What's your horrible day? What's your, like, just people with crazy, depressing stories.
Yeah. Yesterday I had a checkup at the doctor's.
Another one?
No, that was my colonoscopy. I had to get a physical. I hadn't had a physical. Hashtag in perfect health. At least
hashtag quit going to doctors for everything.
The doctor that I went to is a Sikh. He's a white guy, but is actually a Sikh.
Don't go to that guy.
He's got a long beard.
Look at me. Don't go to that guy.
I know. And
hashtag how many colonoscopies have you had this year?
Just one. And I came back clean bill of health. Now I had to get a bunch of blood taken. And they took 11 vials of blood.
Seems like a lot.
It does. I don't know. This is a very thorough doctor.
Vampires give that much blood?
I don't know.
And then you had to drink orange juice?
Nope. I didn't drink anything. I just took a shitload of blood, and I know. I'm
feel lightheaded?
No, I'm very strong. But the guy, I came back down after he looked at me and poked me and prodded me and put his fingers in my ass.
Yeah.
I have an 18-year-old's prostate. I got a flat, beautiful prostate.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the shapes and sizes, but flat and beautiful. Like,
I think if it's fat like a peach, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble. And if you have nodes, he looked at me and he said, "You're 50." And I said, "Yes." And he said,
"Why do you say like John Lovitz?"
That's how he talks. He goes, "You look much younger."
Oh, he's trying to fuck.
Oh, there we go.
No.
He's trying to fuck.
He's
spiritually trying to fuck you.
Maybe spiritually. And so I found out that he is actually among doctors, because my sister had a health scare for a while. Found out that he is renowned. He's a renowned Western doctor, but does integrative medicine as well.
Yeah.
But when they have a question, other doctors go to that guy and ask him a question. He's just a unique.
He just looks crazy.
Long story short, I leave him and I go down to the valet in Beverly Hills, where some of the worst people in the world live.
Yep.
It's a tough gig down there.
And the guy goes, I give my credit card. He goes, "We don't take cash. Sorry." And I go, all right. He goes, "There's one right across the street, sir."
Fuck.
And I go, okay.
That's standard, though. You try giving a valet credit card?
Yeah, because it was down below the building, though. Right? And it was $20. So I have to go all the way up and get cash. And then I give him cash and I give him a $5 tip. And he goes to me, "I just want to thank you." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because, everybody, when they find out there's no money here, no cash, no ATM, they yell at me. They yell all day. They yell at me." Fuck. And the other guy was going, "Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. So thank you for no yelling at us." I go, what do you mean? What do you mean? He goes, "Everybody." And as he's saying that, I swear to God, a woman and a man come up and they go, You don't take credit cards? That's ridiculous. Then what am I supposed to do?" And they
their
deal with that
shitty
shit. It's not
Beverly
his.
Hills
It's not my
policy.
fault. You know, I tell my boss, but he's not.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? I just
I'm
work
like, you're
here,
fucking.
man.
These guys are just working their ass off, and I felt so bad for those dudes, and they deal with that shit. They're underground.
Who gets
getting cars, and they deal with that from rich people all.
But a lot of people do
fucking
that.
They're
day.
like NBA referees, just no thanks and constant.
Right.
You
No one
fucking
gives a
got
fuck,
it
right?
wrong again.
And I said it's okay, and then I ran his foot over because he needs to fucking
slapped
learn.
him
Because he
He
needs
said,
to learn.
Put him
for
back
sure
in his
take cash.
place.
Slapped his fucking
That's right.
face.
That's right.
This is Beverly Hills,
And I said,
Callan, and this is the
get
way
in-
he does.
Get in the corner, so I'm moving around a little bit.
What do you stay at? Where, Hollywood?
Yeah, I live a block from the Laugh Factory.
Damn, super
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
And your best friend's Brad Williams.
Brad Williams.
Is that fair
yeah.
to say?
Gotta have a midget. Yeah, for sure.
We gotta have a midget
Gotta
and
have
a
a
token
midget,
midget.
yeah.
We don't have a token midget.
No,
We should have like a bidding award for Brad.
but don't say token midget because
Well, no, he has one in his crew.
Yeah, once you know, I was never. I mean, I didn't really know the protocol with the M word and like, but dwarfism is what he has, and so that's usually what I say. Like when my nieces who've met Brad and think he's hilarious, and you know, and they ask too. They go, "Is he going to be small forever?" They ask adorable questions like that, you know, and I go, "I don't know." Like modern medicine, we're
if
evolving.
he drinks
like,
a lot of milk.
yeah, turn into a
But
way.
I
that
don't
can,
think of Brad. It's so funny when you're around him. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it goes away so
Yeah,
quickly.
it goes away quickly.
Unless you go. But when I started traveling with him is when we started becoming friends. You know, when you have somebody on the road and like that's when you just
Because you guys
get away.
You guys are doing bits together. Like,
Well, he asked me to do the
doing shows
podcast
together?
about like 4 years ago, and at the John Lovitz Comedy Club, and I never wanted to do a podcast because I guess at that time I just thought you had to do it by yourself. So I was like, nah, the market's so saturated, and I just didn't think I, you know, wanted to listen to myself talk by myself. And then doing it with somebody seemed really appealing. I can't imagine doing one by yourself, right? Like, can you guys after doing this?
I don't think so. I wouldn't want to do one by
I
myself.
mean, I kind of.
I mean, I'm sure we can all fill
You
the
do
space
one
and the
by
time, but it's like,
but don't you
It's
usually have
different.
guests too, though, right? I mean,
Depends.
Yeah.
But at the first hour and a half is usually me.
But
by
you're
myself.
breaking
Oh,
down
for real?
fights, so
Yeah.
you have something specific to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You
A
had,
little different.
You had just a general.
Oh,
sort
Bill
of-
Burr does it. Dalia does
Yeah.
it. They're brilliant at it.
yeah, I guess that's probably what it is.
So
I
you
just-
started a podcast with Brad, but where did the relationship start with Brad? And I was like, "What's up? You're cool."
I was in a park and I heard some chirping from a tree, and I looked up and he was up in this. He was
He was
watching,
stealing the eggs.
He
from
was
a,
stealing the
from a
eggs
nest.
from a condor, and
He was stealing the eggs from a condor.
yeah, and
He
and
let,
then
the smaller people like to. They live on eggs, on
They-
on game eggs.
very impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, I've
They're
done my
like,
re- I've done my research.
They go, they're like Skittles and cookies. Okay, well that's that's what they want you to think, so
They're
that they get all the eggs.
Very effective climbers. They have retractable claws. And I'm just saying what the Discovery Channel says. And they raid endangered
that's a great
bird
sketch.
eggs. They raid nests. Brad wouldn't admit it, but
He wouldn't admit it. No, we met at USC actually. I went there for acting school, and he was a judge at a comedy contest that they did a year after I graduated. That Brad hosted. It was for alumni and the people that were attending USC, and it was at the big auditorium. And Jeff Ross and Russell Peters judged it, and Brad hosted it. So that's the first time I met him. And then he started coming around the Comedy Store, and we just, for dudes, it's sports, comedy, don't be an asshole, and you can bond pretty quickly. Girls need excursions,
he can dance, by the way. Do you know that he can fucking tap?
Oh, I'm going to send you a link
For
after
real.
this.
Staples, remember he was talking about him dancing?
courtside.
both
Did he tell that story?
Courtside.
First time I
And
ever
he
saw
said you were in a fucking Supersonics jersey?
Yeah, and I
which
listened
is
to
usually
this.
frowned upon.
No, well, here's why, though. So I lost my basketball team, right? The Seattle
True.
Supersonics. Yeah.
You guys drafted Kevin Durant thank you. We're all set. Let's go
it
to
was
Oklahoma.
the worst, man. It's drafting him and then Westbrook, and then they leave, and then they're so good right away. It was and then you're having to watch that night in, night out. It was your chick leaves you, and she goes and fucks a bunch of dudes on TV, and you have to watch it and be
Yeah.
supportive. Is that a good analogy?
Yeah,
There's
fuck
better
yeah.
ones,
Listen,
but that's
man,
how I
that's
felt.
legit.
If you're that
That's
much of
legit.
a basketball fan, that is good.
Yeah.
Now.
So I guess, and I didn't do it all the time, but it was anytime I would go to a game, I was just I think it was still very fresh too, where I was I'm just going to be so pro Seattle. And I know, look, I also, it's when people wear another jersey at the game, I share the same sentiment where I'm the fuck are you doing, man? Those two teams, that team is not being represented right now. But I was just so hard Seattle, everything. Trying to make a statement too, courtside. 'Cause
I get you, showing your loyalty.
Yeah.
And people tag me on Instagram and Twitter, and someone just tagged me this morning. They're like, look at this fuck at the Oklahoma-Houston game, and he's in a Lakers jersey.
Yeah.
They're just what are you doing, man?
Jesus.
It's just, that's what people do at those games.
yeah.
Also, too, I think the better question too is at what age do you stop wearing jerseys? As a grown man.
I fell out
You've
of
never
it.
worn one because you're not a hoops guy, right? But do you
Not a
have,
sports guy
I'm
in
more of an
general.
all-around athlete. I'm a sportsman.
right?
So you know what I
So you
mean?
wear like the universal jersey, like a tight tee.
No, he wears like a FUBU jersey.
I wear
FUBU jersey.
I wear
FUBU.
a salsa jersey. I'm a
Salsa?
salsa enthusiast.
You know what D'Elia says about wearing a jersey, right? You know what D'Elia's bit is?
Yeah. Wait,
If you run into that guy in the
Gretzky,
street,
yeah.
he deserves to
he gets
fuck
a fuck
you.
you.
gets
Yeah,
to
if you wear the name,
He
yeah.
gets to fuck you.
Super
so
funny.
funny.
You got his name on your back.
He can fuck you.
It makes sense.
It's so
Like,
funny.
Gretzky can skate up to you, okay? Fuck you, and then skate away.
You're
so
my
funny.
property.
Dude, in Seattle, I'm trying because the reason why the Sonics were so big there is because
Yeah.
of Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. That's
exactly
and then
why.
Detlef Schrempf.
Yeah.
Remember
What do those
Detlef
names
Schrempf?
mean to you?
Sean Kemp, I know because Sean Kemp had I think
13 kids?
nine
Yeah,
illegitimate
that's
kids.
all you know about him, though.
Yeah.
You don't know about his high flying.
No, Sean Kemp could fucking
Yeah.
dunk. I don't know. And who else? Who are the other guys?
Gary Payton, and then here's
Gary
one for you.
Payton. That guy had some big hands.
Here's
Didn't
one for
he?
you. Detlef Schrempf.
Detlef Schrempf. Now Detlef
That's
Schrempf.
a name.
Yeah, come on.
Detlef Schrempf.
You open like some sort of like Burlington Coat Factory knockoff or sandwich shop if that's your name, because like
Detlef Schrempf.
You own a
Yeah.
fucking Jersey Mike's Detlef Schrempf.
Detlef Schrempf. I don't know him.
you know like the major like LeBron, like the guys who are like
I know those guys.
Steffi Graf. You're probably a big Steffi Graf fan.
I like female tennis.
You
from
seem like
the
a guy that
80s and
followed
90s.
Steffi around the world as she made her.
I was a big
claim to
fan of
fame.
Steffi.
Yeah. Well, you were a big Andre Agassi fan, but you were
I've
like,
read
how do
his
I get
book.
to Steffi
Read his
through
book.
Andre?
Well, I'm a tennis player. My forehand's
Are you really?
sick. Yeah.
Do you watch it though, B?
I don't watch enough of it. I love watching it.
Dude, didn't Agassi win Wimbledon on meth?
No.
No, I thought he-
No.
All
No,
right.
what
Well,
it
that's the
was,
rumor I've been
when he
spreading.
was younger, his dad would give him
That's the rumor he's down.
speed. Would give him amphetamines to keep him like so. If
That's
he was,
meth.
If he was losing his energy and it was a big tournament, his dad would give he and his brother a little something.
Yeah, meth. Hey, Dad, for sure, fucking relax.
His dad was.
But it
his
did
dad
work.
was nuts. His
Hey,
dad,
but it did work.
Oh yeah,
did work, dude.
His dad said. So in his book, his dad was an Iranian guy. He was an Olympic boxer. And he trained his son, and his son from like probably 3 was out with that ball machine. And I think Andre called the ball machine the Dragon. The point is, when he won Wimbledon at 21 years old, and it's
Yeah.
great on YouTube. Just bring up when Andre Agassi wins Wimbledon, final point.
Also, I love.
First time.
Can I be honest? I love
Yeah.
that you know less about Sean Kemp and more about Papa Agassi. Like that.
That's right.
That says a lot
That's
about
right.
you, but that's what I love
That's
about
Brian
you.
Callen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Well, also
LeBron, who? I'll tell you about Steffi Graf's niece. She's 15 and she's fucking.
Let me tell you about
running up.
Andre Agassi's twin brother.
When he won Wimbledon, he had estimated that he had hit, I believe it was 2.2 million balls off that
Oh, my
on that
God.
dragon. You know that dragon.
Yeah, just constantly one after the
and
other.
his dad,
That's the gig,
called
though.
him. His dad was crying. His dad
Yeah,
called him. He's
gotta-
crying. But check out his dad, right? So he wins Wimbledon, the most spectacular thing to win. And his dad's crying, and his father, as he gets through the tears, goes, but you missed that one shot.
Oh,
You didn't-
hell.
For real. That's what his dad. He goes,
Through the
You
tears?
didn't bring it over, and you didn't shoot. Why didn't you? But
His dad's like,
and
yeah,
his
no,
dad
that's cool.
still had a critique, and that's how he grew up. And so he in his
That's
book,
not good, man.
In his
No.
book, he says, I hated tennis. I hated it. No, you didn't like. No. I hated tennis.
I think,
So
people,
even when-
I think people are surprised to find out about that. Like a lot of professional athletes,
There you go.
they're just because they're good at it, people think it's like they're loved.
Do you think he feels like he wasted a chunk of his life?
100%.
Or
No, well-
because it led him to where he's at, but like, what is he
Kind of.
doing?
He's actually
know.
amazing because he and Steffi Graf started a school in Las Vegas for
Of course they
underprivileged
did.
kids.
That's amazing.
And they
Yeah,
sent
but
a
that's
lot
not
to
his
college.
life.
Now it is. Now
That's what he's doing?
Tennis got him
now
to
it's
do
a
that.
huge part of his life.
So you think all the moments like that they cut to him where he was hit
He's
some
crying
great
and
shots
shit.
but if you notice, actually now that I'm thinking about it, like even when he smiled, it never really seemed like a full genuine smile. It was almost like this is how you smile as a person, right? Yeah,
Well,
I'm
it also
happy.
didn't help.
Hey,
that
I'm
he
having
had-
a good time.
It also didn't help that he had to wear a wig. He was wearing a wig.
Is he wearing a wig the whole time?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
dude.
he was losing his hair, and a huge part of his marketability.
Well, don't wear that
was
wig.
in the fact that he had long, sexy hair. He started losing it and had to fucking always walk around with a hat and a wig on. That a lot of times that what you see is a wig, and it was tough, man.
That's a
And
hefty
it never
wig.
came off, right? Mid game, because that would have been just the greatest piece of footage.
I agree. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, remember
he was
Tom
also
Mees?
he was also fairly undersized for a lot of the players.
Yep.
When he started winning, the
Look at
big
that
boys, the big
earring.
boys
I
came
mean,
in.
come on,
Oh, yeah.
dude, that goatee.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah, did he go on? Oh, was it Oprah or was it Dr. Phil? Where he just started crying about everything.
Probably Oprah.
Oprah.
Dr. Phil, I feel like people don't
sensitive.
want to cry in front of until he makes you cry.
That's
Very
true.
People go on
sensitive guy.
Oprah to cry. Dr. Phil's like, I noticed you're not crying yet.
Well,
Is there something emotionally wrong with you?
when I had done,
Dr. Phil's huge, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah,
He plays
6'9".
football, college football.
no, he's not 6'9".
Okay, dude. Do you Google Dr. Phil before you go to sleep at night? Maybe I'll talk about the height requirements
Don't say
of a talk show
6'9".
host. Okay.
Hey, anything to get
6'7".
Callan off Agassi's nuts, I want to talk about.
Dude, yeah.
The thing about him, though,
Shift
do you know
gears.
he's 3X every morning?
No,
Did you know that?
What I was going to say is this: I did a Suddenly Susan with
Did
Brooke
you really?
Shields, yeah, and Brooke
she the
Shields,
greatest?
at the time. She's a doll, but at
Yeah.
the time she was talking about how
He hated
there was
tennis.
a guy who was calling her house, her and Andre Agassi, and giving them the date and the time of when he was going to come, kill them, and chop them in little pieces.
Well, in Pete Sampras's
Right?
defense, he was just trying to fucking get under his skin before the big match. But Pete Sampras, to his credit, horrible impersonator. So he'd be like, hey, he called by going, hey, this isn't Pete Sampras. And they were like, what?
Definitely him.
And then he still just had his voice where he's like, anyway, I'm going to kill you. And they were like, dude, Pete, we talked to you earlier today, man. We know
Pete,
you're
relax,
just doing
man.
like a fucking villain version of your voice, which is still your voice because you sound like a villain.
It's a villain voice, man. It's
But
not
again,
working.
not Pete Sampras before he hangs up. So anyway, they called and said, you're going to die.
Kept saying it, and so they found out who the guy was, and Andre Agassi had a strength coach named Gil, who is this giant man.
Yeah, baby.
And what he would do with these situations, and they got a lot of them, is he would get on a plane and fly to their house.
Oh, shit.
And knock on the door, and this giant man would go, "Hey,
Take off your
If
shirt
they
and get in
hear-
the corner. Play with yourself.
Move around a
what he
little
Move
bit.
around a little bit.
there you go."
Yeah.
That's what he would say.
How would they get their address and stuff?
Well, he had a lot of money, so
There's
they would
ways,
find it, hire
right?
a private
But
eye.
also, how did they get their direct house number as well?
They would just hire a private detective, and you can trace a call.
You
No,
can
I'm
find
saying, how did
anything.
they get Andre Agassi's house number?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can always find somebody's number.
Dude, there's a way. If right now you were like, yo, show me the nearest Dairy Queen in Portland, Oregon, like somebody will find it for you.
Oh, yeah.
6'9" Dr. Phil will find it for you.
What? 6'9"?
Dude.
I feel like you're spreading rumors about Dr.
Don't make me bring in a cardboard cutout from home that's...
I won't. I won't.
Where's Agassi from?
I think Las Vegas originally.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people come out of Vegas, man.
There's a great movie waiting to be made about his life, I feel like, right? That's pretty...
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you know what? It's a
Tennis
happy
is
ending,
tough.
and he's fine, and he actually killed it his whole life.
Well, I'm just trying
he had
to-
some struggles.
I'm just trying to find a way to get you cast as Steffi Graf's like dad, like supportive dad, because I know that's a dream role you've been talking about for a while.
Her dad
Yeah.
was just like his dad, and they almost came to blows.
Jesus Christ.
Over
That's what I'm
an
talking
argument
about. What a
tennis.
scene, dude.
They the first time
You
they
and
met,
John
they
Cena
came
play
back
the
out.
dads?
Yes.
Graf,
Me and
Agassi
John-
dad?
And Cena?
Yeah, you're Mark Graf. What's his fucking name?
Graf.
I don't know.
He's some German guy, probably Hans.
And halfway through the movie, he's like, people always think I'm Mark McGrath. And they're like, nobody thinks that, dude. All right, you're just trying to associate with
Well,
Sugar Ray.
they said that the first time they met, they came back out with like the snacks or something, and the two of them had their shirts off, and they were circling each other on the court
Like two
Yes.
Siamese
about the
fish?
fight.
Like two Siamese
Yes,
fish.
they had to break them up from a
Dude,
physical fight.
Now, if tennis was smart in a marketing home run, they would go, all right, it's Agassi versus Graf in a do-all fight for the marriage, one set.
Papa
you know,
Agassi, Papa Graf.
But then Papa Graf and Papa Agassi follow up.
That'd be
They fight
sick.
on the court after the tennis match.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. They could use some
That's-
ratings,
yeah,
too.
come on, dude.
I like that.
More fights in tennis. That's why, like McEnroe, like even the amount of emotion, and maybe it was fueled by amphetamines, but guess what? I love it. I mean, fights in sports, I think, are the best to me. Like,
Yeah.
I watched that Pacers-Pistons brawl. You at least
my
saw that,
God.
right? Yeah. I mean, that to me, when they went into the stands.
Oh, yeah,
On our
yeah.
test,
And
just
and look, that
working,
was
dude.
like,
when some guy like me tried to fight Ron Artest,
he got punched in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
you tried to fight Ron on test?
No, when a guy like me
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
Saying
"Hey,
like
you know what?
average Joe's
Oh,
like, come
for sure.
on.
I take
and
some
Ron Artest-
karate. I take karate. I've done some boxing, and then you get a super athlete in front of you,
Yeah,
and
dude.
you go, oh, because you can see him go, oh wait, this is different.
Too late, though.
Too late. Hey, gay.
Also, so many of those Pacers, which was so great, were, I mean, look, these athletes are so just fired up to go to war. So it's like the fact that they had an opportunity now to like unleash, like during the game, like, I mean, the 90s were different for the NBA. It was like there was so much more actual like
more
scuffling
rough.
going on. Yeah,
It's
and
more
guys
rough.
throwing guys to the ground. Now, guys like, get in each other's face, and then they wait for their teammates to separate them, and
Yeah.
nothing's ever going to happen because they know they'll get slapped with a $75K fine.
That's
and
a
they're
lot of
like,
money. I'm
that's a
not
lot of
much
money.
anyway, but yeah.
They're like, that Jamba Juice sponsor hasn't come in yet. That's a lot of money, And by the way, it's not coming in. Jamba Juice doesn't sponsor athletes, but they might sponsor comedians. This is me right now. Yo, actually,
Pitching
real
to
quick.
Jamba
Juice.
Real quick.
No.
Hey, Jamba Juice. I got a naked Brian Cowan in the corner sipping on the strawberry razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz.
You want to...
Can I stop sipping?
You hear that? Is that a baby calf drinking a Capri Sun or a grown man with a six-pack drinking a razzmatazz in the dark?
I don't like this. It's giving me a headache.
There we go. You're almost
stop?
done. You're almost done.
It's so
Now
much.
put on this hat. Cross your eyes.
Why?
High five my stepdaughter.
Why? This is so weird.
Jamba Juice. You never know what's going down.
Dude, great
Come on, Jamba Juice. Hey, are Jamba Juice still
Great
around?
Also, that'd be great. Like, you'd be in the dark, you know, like those old Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger commercials.
Yeah.
Where, like, they'd be interviewing him, like, in the dark.
Yeah.
Remember? And he was like,
Yeah,
it's
I
clearly
remember
Tony.
those.
He was like,
Yes.
the Frosted Flakes are like, oh. And he's like, dude, we know it's you, Tony. Like, you're the only fucking guy
Dude,
that sounds like
that's
you're
so-
falling out of a hammock
that's
while
so
choking on
old
peanut
school.
butter. Yeah, dude. But you could be like that guy, but we'd know it's you because you got a very distinct voice.
Wait, did you hear about this story that you're reminding me of this? Of the guy who
The Frosted
found-
Flakes guy who did the voice is Steffi Graf's dad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, full circle.
Full circle. Speaking of full circle,
great.
did you hear this fucking? Did you hear about the
They're
guy who was
pretty
found dead in?
Wait, who? I'm
This
sorry.
fucking guy two days ago in where in you know Mann's Chinese Theater?
Yeah.
Okay, so on right behind the curtain,
No.
found dead.
Is that
2 days ago
in the
On Hollywood Boulevard, yeah.
famous Mann's Theater.
Across from Kimmel.
Found dead in a pool of milk.
Oh,
Listen
you
to
like
this.
to
All right,
party.
I'm waiting for...
With
You like to
bananas, sliced,
You're
and
making
cornflakes.
this- You're making all this shit up.
I'm not making
full
this
of
up.
shit.
I'm not making
Find
this
this,
up.
Jen.
And all look at this. And all evidence suggests it was the work of a serial killer.
Wait, is this a bit?
All right. If
Hey,
I
B,
can...
B, was that a bit? Are you trying out a joke
I mean,
right
that's
now?
that's one of
That's
the
an
greatest.
old and terrible joke. Dude.
So bad.
Old
Yeah,
and
but you know
terrible.
what, man? It's
Still the
all
funniest.
delivery and timing for that
Still
one.
the funniest.
Dude.
My acting teacher told that joke, and he did it in such a way where
Yeah.
he was doing stuff, and he goes, they found this guy in a puddle of milk and bananas sliced on his body, and then he was,
Oh, my God.
and then he had cornflix all over him.
Yeah? What? That
And
seems
all
odd.
evidence, yeah, it was very odd.
Yeah.
All evidence points to the work of a serial killer.
Oh, my God.
And we all went, we were all like,
Did you guys get it right away? Or was his
No.
delivery so dry
No,
that...
Everyone's like, wow.
I was like, woo! Ah! I was laughing so fucking hard. I love
you-
stupid humor.
Yeah. Now, for the people who didn't get it, did he have to like hit it over the head and be like, yeah, and as the killer walked away, he went, tricks are for kids. And you're like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Oh,
It's a
I
joke.
get it.
All right. Because
No.
nobody says that when they kill somebody.
He didn't say
Hey,
that.
don't they-
But
didn't
Dr.
they-
Phil was my acting teacher.
Hey, didn't they have to change
No
the,
way.
Yeah.
Did they have
No
to
way.
change the requirements
6'8".
on cereal? Because they can't market, like they can't put toys in the cereal anymore because they can't market the sugary
I guess 'cause it's
cereal
so
to
Oh,
kids.
that is...
Because remember, I
You might as well
remember
get
I
rid of
would buy
cereal.
like cereal just for, I'd reach in there,
Yeah,
grab the
dude.
toy out.
Never know what you're going to get. That was like the
Yes.
original
Yeah, but
grab bag.
then the Food and Nutrition Board was sort of basically influenced by the big food like Mars and Kraft. So
You
they
still
said they
can't
want to
do
sell
it.
their products. In
And also,
schools.
they can't. I'm almost positive. We might have to look this up, but you can't have cartoon characters on the boxes anymore.
Wow, dude.
I'm pretty sure.
Trump
with
America.
the real sugary.
I think you're right.
with the real sugary ones.
I know they can't have they can't have toys in there.
Yeah,
And you
can't-
also-
like Happy Meals too. It's the Happy Meals. They don't do toys anymore either. With the cheeseburger.
I got kids, and trying to keep them off of sugar is a constant. It's an assault. I mean, I don't want to be extreme, so I let them eat some sugar. But god damn it, do you see a lot of that?
You also can't masturbate in Burger King bathrooms anymore. And
That's
like,
not
I don't
true.
know when that
That's not
started.
true.
But dude,
Wendy's, you can go full
Wendy's
bore.
well, Wendy's has always been so progressive. You know, they're
and
like,
cool.
yo, we have like the four. What's the thing like the 4-corner burgers?
Wendy's?
Yeah, we
Oh, they
have
have
like
the square burgers.
Yeah, square burgers.
That
We
little
have like
Wendy bitch.
fresh buns. You know, you can jerk off in the bathroom.
never
like,
heard that.
Be yourself is their whole
I've
thing.
never heard that,
Yeah,
dude.
Burger King's like have it your way, and then
Where's-
you fucking have it
where's
your
the
way, and they're
craziest-
like, all right, well, we didn't mean that way.
Carl's Jr. let you fuck.
Where's the craziest place you've jerked off?
That's a great piece of audio, by the way. I want that to be
Carl's
my
Jr. let you
email
fuck.
alert. Carl's Jr. let you fuck. Could
Could you
junk food?
Good new junk food ad rules kill off Tony Dark. So you can't. The new ad rules are banning people from putting celebrities and characters on their products to sell to children.
Because that's why you're buying it, obviously.
Because like Fruit Loops, you don't see any more of that.
Toucan
I'm
Sam.
Toucan Sam. Remember that fucking schmuck?
Nice Sam impression.
Oh, thanks, man.
I feel
I've
like
been
that
taking lessons.
there's a
Should I fire my
a
coach?
cartoon spokesman impression teacher.
Hey, I hear that. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Kim Kardashian's ass. I don't
Oh,
believe
god
it.
damn it.
Could she sell cereal?
She could sell anything.
Right?
She could
Isn't
literally,
that sad?
she could sell me on Scientology if she got her ass out. I would 100% sign up.
Now, what's the whole? Is it getting bigger? Is that what there? I did see
No, it's
something.
just fake. Like there's pictures of her on the
Fake
beach.
butt.
Everyone knew it was fake. Like people have been saying it for literally
the
ever.
pictures were
Now, how do you get
No,
that?
people know forever that her ass
she's
is
been
fake.
pumping it with stuff to make
Injections.
it
Yeah,
to make
Chloe's
it what?
done the same.
So those pictures are not fake.
No, her ass is fake.
Oh no, that's
no
real.
way, man.
I'm not mad at that.
Well, she's
If you
got to
look at
work
it
on her
from the
legs.
front, you can see it's fake.
The problem is because her legs. See how usually the quads match the ass?
Yeah.
For her it's not there.
Wait a
Body
minute.
looks great there.
Doesn't she look great? It's just the back end's a little. She looks ridiculous.
Look at her legs.
It's a lot of work there.
Now, do you think
go.
she loves it, or do you think she's like, man, maybe a couple too many injections? Let's get her on the phone. Actually, I shot her a Facebook message a couple.
I
days
didn't
ago.
know
She probably
that.
She says,
probably
she says
responded.
she's cool with it. Oh, there it is.
It's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
there she
her,
is.
by the way. There's no check mark. But
No.
Wow.
What are people probably just slaying her, right? Or then there's probably. I feel like with the amount of
I don't care.
berating
Like,
she gets, people are probably. She's got a good amount of supporters that are probably like,
oh my god,
leave her alone. Like that
oh
butt
my
is
God,
great. I
Kim
wish I had
Kardashian?
that butt. Yeah.
her and like the Kardashians have a fucking clan, man.
Man, I tried to watch one episode of that show on a plane once, and I got about 10 minutes.
It'll
deep.
bum you out.
Dude, if you miss any episode, here it is. So today we're gonna go get some new shoes because we have an event tonight, and then establishing shots of like Beverly Hills. Boom.
Do you think?
But the new one's all about Rob. Come on, Rob, get your life together. And
really?
he's 400 pounds.
Let me ask you this:
I don't know if you've seen it. He can't.
No.
He's lost.
Is Caitlyn in the new one?
No, she's barely in it.
She's doing her own
there.
thing.
She's there. The family.
She comes in and she goes, "Anybody got any Frosted Flakes?"
No,
and then
she-
she pieces out and goes to her spinoff.
Dude, she acts like like she only comes in to promote something.
Yeah.
Like they show her getting a mask, and she acts like it's all good that she used to be their dad, now she's their stepmom.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's getting a mask. She's like, so I have a new book coming out. It's like, oh god, here comes a pitch. And then she does the pitch. She's like, take care. And like, she's like,
Great.
next season,
And
keeping
now a
up with
commercial
Kate.
from
See you
Caitlyn
next
Jenner.
week. Yeah.
Oh my god!
What do you? Let me
In-show
ask you
ads.
this question.
Just rock.
This is
hard
going to be a
boner.
general question. Do you think that the Kardashians, what they stand for in their show? It's just a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that they are harmful in any way?
100%.
Yeah,
do?
me too.
All harm.
Yep.
All
Really?
harm. Yeah. I don't see a benefit from it. I think because you can't say like if you have a daughter, do you have kids, Adam?
2 nieces.
Oh, well,
But I'm not gonna. But
You have 7 cats, not the same.
I know that's what I was about to say because I hate people that do that.
Me too.
And I've never done that, by the way. I'm not that guy.
Okay, thank you.
Am I the greatest uncle of all uncles?
Well-
I mean, that's dude. I mean, a lot of people are saying that.
Okay, I don't know.
Hey,
saying
but it
that.
doesn't-
6ix9ine Dr. Phil a couple shows ago was
I didn't
like
know that.
he ended his show. You know how Bob Barker used to be like, "Get your pets spayed or neutered."
right.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil was like, "Adam Ray, greatest uncle ever." Cries, does not get high every time he reads him a bedtime story. Sometimes
Does
he
not get
does.
high.
Sits there for 20 minutes and goes, "To be continued." And his nieces go, "That story was terrible. You just sat there in silence and said, 'To be continued.'" And he says, "Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to have to babysit last minute. I was getting high watching SportsCenter. And then your mom said she wanted to go out last minute because she never goes out."
Dude, that's a really
Wow, man, that is good.
That's a good 6'9".
Someone great uncle.
I knew Dr. Phil before his growth spurt. Now he used to be very short.
Kim Kardashian. What were we talking
No,
about?
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but the
I said,
girls-
do you
there's-
think it's all harm? And
Yeah.
explain it.
all harm because if like before you had 7 cats, but so you have a daughter.
Yeah.
What example would they set? Like, what's the lesson you could learn from them?
The
Because
lesson it sounds like to me that they are trying to set is that what matters is what you look like.
Yep.
Not so much what you can accomplish, right? A skill.
Also, like kids-
there's no skill involved.
Right.
Like the mom, as far as marketing, I get that, but there's really no skill. Their skill is they have.
spectacle.
They have, it's a good-looking family.
Mm-hmm.
They have a ton of plastic surgery. It's
a fake
they
life.
hook up with just famous black guys,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's all, what can I do? What can I do? And then I branch out from there. And we started this clothing line, this makeup company. Like,
Also, when your life is that produced, there's no way you can be a normal person in society.
not
when,
real.
When those shows, like when they get them together, and it's like, I don't even think, I'm sure they're always on the phones. Like when they're talking on the show and asking them questions about, like, so what's going on with you?
Everything's a
That's
business.
probably the most they inquire about each other's lives.
everything's a business. Like, they'll sit around and be like, you can tell they don't have real conversations. They're like, so, like, it's all staged. Like, Rob, haven't seen you in forever. What's up?
Yeah.
He's all,
Any cool businesses?
he's all, not much. Trying to get this sock deal going, okay? I'm having a real issue with it.
Well, maybe you
Like,
should join up
that's
with.
the
So at the end of the day,
It's
it's almost
not
like
real.
it's almost like their god is vanity. Like it's just about how you look and how you can dress.
But Kylie Jenner is literally like the Madonna to the younger generation. Like she's so big. Because she's so big.
Because she's glamorous.
Because she's on.
Yeah, and she's the new Kardashian.
She's the new Kardashian.
She's like the other ones are a little. They've been around for a while now.
She
she's
had
like,
plastic surgery. She had plastic surgery to look like Kim because Kim's getting older. So they want this new throne coming.
Yeah.
They tailored her to look like her sister. I don't know if you've seen her before. If you can bring her up, do pre-post Kylie surgery. Pre, you're like, well, like it's a little girl. And then post, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's like they're like...
It's incredible.
Like Fembots. Like they're kind of like... Or they're...
It's literally
weird,
like...
Weird Science.
And I'm not trying to be racist. It's literally like their doctor is this black dude like, here.
No way. No way, dude.
There you go.
No way.
Any other brain busters?
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking amazing.
You know what it is, too?
How hot is she now?
Yeah.
It's TV. Like, look, before reality TV...
Look at that.
Here were our role models. Doogie Howser, right? Doctor at age fucking 9.
That's your role model.
For sure. And I will stand by that guy.
God damn,
he did open heart surgery while he was taking a spelling test at the same time.
And sucking dick.
Look at that difference. Look at that difference.
Keep going, though.
But it was like Doogie taught you, oh, shit, you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And Kardashian's
Fresh
like...
Prince of Bel-Air.
Kardashian's like, yo, you put your mouth on it, you can also do anything.
Boom.
And you can have anything.
Yes.
I think
we'll be right back.
That's how I feel.
You want a sweet Jamba Juice?
Hey, man,
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
man.
trying to get you. Hey, I'm trying to get you guys.
You can't just pull him into that.
Look at that, though. Look at her lips and everything.
And she had her breasts done and everything else.
And ass. She had her hips filed down, and then they blew out her ass.
This makes me think of, and have you guys seen this all over the internet? This face app where people are posting a 4-picture thing of themselves, where it's like, haven't seen this?
Oh
no.
my God,
this face app, it shows you. Wow.
Look, on the right, sign me the fuck up.
I mean, that's incredible.
I don't care what she's had done.
How old is
can
she?
you argue with that?
That's an amazing
She's 20?
plastic surgery job. I'll tell you that much. So she, as a kid, is getting. As a kid, she's received the message because our culture doesn't make you feel good about yourself. So as a kid, our culture tells a young girl who's very pretty, by the way, that you're not good enough and that you need to go under the knife and do a whole bunch of shit to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a problem with that too.
Real
I don't
problem.
want my daughter having to deal with that
watching
shit.
This.
And I certainly don't. The problem is that builds your social status.
But hold on, B. Let's just go over that family structure right now. All right, let's go over it. The dad, who was a beast lawyer, the Kardashian dad who passed away, right? O.J. Simpson's defense lawyer, all that, dies, right? Mm-hmm. So he's gone. In comes Bruce Jenner, who's one of the greatest Olympians of all time. That's what you've been used to. He goes, this has been a fun ride. I'm a chick now.
Yeah,
I'm a chick. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then your show starts blowing up, and then your sister makes a sex tape with Ray J.
Yeah.
And that's how she gets famous.
Reshoot
scenes, and the mom's aware of it.
They did reshoots?
Yes, they did reshoots. The mom's aware of it, signs off on it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the close. And then you blow up on E, and then everyone's doing their own thing.
I think it starts with the mom. Like, she just had like a game plan from the get-go. It was probably like, yo, this is like a unique crew and cast. Like, we all kind of look the same. I'm willing to they probably got like plastic surgery when they were like in elementary school, don't you think? 12 and 13?
I don't know. I don't know, but
16.
I do think that she definitely did a good job monetizing her children. And
dude, I've never seen Tim Tebow say no to a picture to anyone ever in my life. We were at a steakhouse in Hollywood, and the mom was there, tried taking a picture, and he was like,
Really?
He was like,
Good for Tim.
Mm-hmm. It's
Good
the
for
only
Tim.
time I've seen him be like,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not up in here.
He just stonewalled it.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Hold on, let me get a selfie. I was like, hey, put in a good word with Kylie. I can look black when I get tan.
Wait,
Yes, you can.
Tebow is dating Kylie?
No, what?
No, Tebow, Kris
Sorry,
Jenner.
man, I got a new
You're
show
spreading
called
rumors, bro.
Rumor Control.
Hey, man.
I know.
You can't come on our podcast.
It's
and
basically
do
where I
that.
make up shit, and then it's like what Extra used to do, where you make up shit.
Hope
and then,
it hits.
And then they go, like, it's clearly, they did this for so long, where they'd make up stories just to have something to talk about, and then they would, like, confirm it, like they did all this investigatory research. And it was like, Extra Rumor Control, was Tom Hanks seen at a Chuck E. Cheese snorting Ritalin off a piece of pizza? Our Extra Rumor Control got to the bottom of this, and no, he was not.
That's true.
Oh, really?
Why'd you say it? That was so specific.
And they did all these cool graphics. And like,
I
did a
remember
cool thing
all
of
that shit.
Hanks like snorting like.
Dude, that was
Tylenol
Grab Her by the Pussy guy, Billy, right?
Yeah.
Billy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's
Nowadays, you can float any story with detail, and you're going to have a group of people that are definitely going to latch on.
You don't have
Nobody
to be a
fact
journalist.
checks.
You can just tweet out whatever you want.
That's what the
Then it gets bigger, and then people start retweeting.
The
it,
Russians
maybe.
floated a bunch of fake stories during the election.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it came, they isolated coming from Russia, and the other side, like Trump picked up on some of them, and it's amazing, man. They've
That's
always
the way
been good at
society works, though. It's the
propaganda.
same with an athlete. If like some girl accused him of rape, as soon as ESPN goes, whatever famous athlete, not convicted, but accused of assault, it doesn't matter what
sexual
happens
assault.
on the road, you're already fucked.
That's right.
Because the media goes, bam, done.
Lose all your sponsors.
You're screwed.
You know what's so
Especially anything sexual like that, like sexual assault or anything, you can just your whole reputation.
Like so what Cosby did, fucking terrible, right?
Yeah.
Fucking terrible. Me and my brother were talking about this when we were on the road. I forgot to talk to you about this. You guys remember that? You'll remember. I'll fill you in. That guy Sharper, he was a safety for the New Orleans Saints, and I think the Green Bay Packers too. But he got accused of rape from 16 different women.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Have you ever seen? Bring this guy.
He was setting it up with drugging.
No,
them,
hold
right?
on. Yeah, well, Cosby style.
Yes.
Same exact style.
Oh, yeah.
But this dude is a dime piece. And in trial, they asked him, like, we don't get it. Like, you were like, yeah, Darren Sharper, 20 years in prison, rape.
Dang.
Oh yeah.
But check it out. They asked him during the trial, they go, we don't get it. Like, you were known as the biggest ladies' man in the world. Like, good-looking dude.
Yeah, why would you-
Pro baller, captain of the team, rich as
Could
shit.
he just never close the deal? And he
Dick
was
down
like,
to his ankles. No, he had so many girls. And he goes, it just got too easy. I didn't know what to do.
Oh,
Like,
wrong
it was just
answer.
Too easy.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then, so you made it easier, I feel
So
like?
you fucking drug women.
Yeah, and I served. I mean, you
And
talk.
also, hey, wouldn't your friends
look at
go,
him? Look at him. Good looking
Yeah,
dude, though.
But wouldn't your friends be like, hey, fuck face?
They didn't know because he got
Oh, they
so many
didn't know.
girls. Like he was the ladies. Look at this fucking dude. Pro baller.
Stud.
I mean, captain of
baller,
the team.
too. No.
And a good looking dude. Jagillionaire.
That's a disaster.
He was an analyst too.
Analyst, not anymore.
18
Analyzing
years in
dick
prison?
jail. Yeah, 20. You got 20 years.
Wow.
Check out that Durant jersey just for your ass for the left
I
there.
love that, dude. You guys put that up for me, huh?
I don't
Steiner. I've been shopping with
Oh, there
him
you go.
for years.
18
I would
years.
like to apologize 1,000 times.
As many as 16 women, but they say there's so many more.
Oh, God.
Keep scrolling down. I'm still trying to figure out why I made some of these choices. I lived life right for 38 years, and I just took this path.
Oh, the shame and the.
His voice thickened and broke as he said his
Didn't you
parents
know
had raised
that,
him to
though?
take such actions. Dude, that's, yeah, man.
Hey, hold on. How's this? 18-year prison sentence. Fine $20,000 for drug and raping women.
Okay.
20,000.
Go ahead and jack
like
that
the
up.
Slap on the
Yeah,
wrist.
wow.
He's going to have to deal with a lot of lawsuits.
20,000. That's like if you get 4 questions deep on Millionaire, you know?
That's true, man. That's pretty easy too.
Yeah.
They're easy as fuck in the beginning.
Super easy.
Super
Although
easy.
one guy did get out once on a super easy question.
There's been a bunch.
Yeah, those are
Some
pretty
were
much the
kinda
greatest.
tough.
This one guy I once saw, he gets on there and Meredith Vieira's like, man, so you just got in and like, I heard you flew in late last night. He's like, yeah, it's been crazy. I actually haven't slept. I just had like 5 cups of coffee. And she's like, well, you're here now and we're set. Let's do it. You ready to play? He's like, yeah. I mean, I'm super tired, but let's do it. Like, I've been waiting for this like for a long time.
great
Like,
bit.
whatever. And you're just like, oh shit, like this is not going to end well. I can already tell. And they start and they do all the music. Right? Yeah, dude, some of the greatest themes. By the way, that's how shitty, like, theme songs have just really gotten like lazy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, think about like Family Matters, fucking even Cosby, like
Full House?
Full House, dude. These long
Gummy
like
Bears?
ballads, so melodic, and then now it's just
DuckTales?
like American Idol was just bing.
That's right.
One chord.
Just
Bing.
yeah. They should just had me do it.
Let's go. Like, yeah.
So this kid gets on there, and the question was like, you know, something easy like this Sesame Street character, like, really had loved cookies. Was it Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Grover, or Pete Sampras? You know, and just one crazy answer. And the guy,
There's always a crazy one.
yeah, dude, yeah. Or the guy behind you. What? Psych, Major Luck. We'll be right back. You know, and which would be a great way. That's why I want to host that show. Just do weird shit like that. They're like, dude, that was never a part of Regis'
Psych,
game.
just
And
fucking
that's-
with you. We'll be right back after this.
Cut the commercial, but there's no commercial. So everyone's just sitting there. You're like, oh, we're actually still playing.
Oh, live? All right.
Yeah, we're live.
What's your answer, man?
Yeah. So he's so tired. He's looking him over, and he's just like, all right, Cookie Monster, Grover, definitely not Sam. Or he was so tired that he was like doing that thing where he kind of reasons. He's like, I mean, Sampras does like, he does get sponsored. He does like cookies. Like, you're like, what the fuck? He's like, Sampras does like cookies. And then he said like, all right, Big Bird, final answer. And then he just like, he looks.
They give him an out too. They go, "Are you sure?"
Totally. And she
Big
gave him-
Bird's the one you want to do. And then they even try to help him. They go, "You think The bird
Yeah.
ate cookies.
You think Cookie Monster is not the guy here to
is
go
the
with.
blue Cookie Monster not appealing in
Yeah.
any way? And
Yeah.
he's all, should I do 50-50? Like, it's early, so.
Again, those are it's the whole thing, democracy too. You like see some of these people on that show, and you're like,
Yeah.
man, God bless you.
You should not have
But
kids.
don't have kids. What does Burr say? He's like, we have enough of that guy. What is it, like the guy standing in line at Starbucks who's like looking through the menu? It's like, dude,
Oh my God.
have you never been in a coffee shop before? He's just like, all right, how many and can you get like the shots? Like, what size is like the best size?
Oh,
Like, dude, stop
dude.
making that guy.
Oh, I
He
fucking
just wants to
hate that
talk.
guy. I hate the guy that goes in front of the line and goes, how's that drink? Is that drink good? And the guy's like, I work here, bro. They're all fucking good. Brian's
I do shit like
Brian's
that.
this
Do you
guy.
do that?
We'll go at
I'll ask dumb
we'll be
questions.
at Burger King like, how's the fries here? Are they good? He's like,
Nice,
it's fucking
dude.
Burger King, man. I don't know.
And I can still
I
jerk
went
off
to
in the
buy.
bathroom here,
I went to
right?
buy sneakers.
Absolutely not.
I go to
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
sneakers, and it was at Nike.
Yeah.
And I look at the guy and I go, "Is this a good sneaker?" And he goes, "It's a great sneaker." And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Great support." And then I looked at him and I was like, "You are 50 pounds overweight. You've never done a fucking.
Yeah.
You've never run
Wrong
a
guy to ask.
stride. You've never run a stride."
No, he's trying to sell
and
you these
yet,
shoes.
And yet
Yeah.
I'm like, I go, cool. And I bought it from right there. You know how they have the little thing, and I just
Yeah.
ran my credit card.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
It really is. Some of those
I
guys.
need somebody to tell me it's great.
Dude, some of the shit that people have told me sometimes just to get me. I was looking for a ping pong table once, right? Love ping pong, and wish I had more space for a table
I
now.
would crush you, but keep going. I have a table.
For real?
Yeah, I was varsity.
Name the time. Name the place. Sounds like the place has been established. Your place. That's where the table is. Unless we go to a fucking Sports Authority late night, break in,
Dick's
fucking
Sporting Goods,
Not
get
afraid
your
of
ass.
that.
film it.
Or we go to my garage and I break out the ping pong table.
Shirts off.
Please know one thing. I put a lot of spin on the ball, and if it's forehand, be ready for topspin and stay way back. If it's backhand, I'm slicing it.
Okay, and then
Okay.
get ready for the returns because I grew up prepping against backspin and was trained by who?
Andre
Mark
Agassi's
Graf,
dad.
yeah,
Mark Graf?
and Andre Agassi's dad, who would Skype in and throw fucking more backspin. Someday you're gonna have to deal with a super physically fit 50-year-old's backspin. And I would be like, "You got it, Agassi's dad."
So you were taught by then. I was taught by Han Tan.
He's
Oh.
definitely
Yeah.
not a real guy, though.
Yes, it is. He
But
was
see, the
world
difference
champion.
between us is like I had real coaches. You just had guys you made up just now.
Bro,
Hantan, who was it again?
huh?
Yeah,
Han
see,
Tan, not Han
Yeah,
Tan.
see?
the guy's so rare he didn't exist. A guy's coaching sounds that were
His
so
name-
unorthodox they weren't real.
His name must be whispered.
Hey, I feel like there's two types of people, especially in college or high school. Guys that played ping pong.
Yeah.
And then guys that definitely did it.
Yo,
Well, there are guys that are proud of their ping pong game, and those guys annoy me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like pretty good. I bet
You
we'd
know
have,
those guys
like,
who serve like,
Don't
like,
do
all
that.
right.
Yeah. Don't fucking swing like you're actually playing tennis. Because if you're going to do that, go play tennis, man.
That's
We're
right.
playing ping pong.
Yeah, let's have fun.
Keep those strokes short. Have some fun. Maybe drink a beer in between, right? Maybe
I do follow
Maybe
through.
a little beer pong.
Yeah. Thank you. After like a
Is
couple
that
games
not
of
the
real ping
greatest
pong.
game of
it's
all
the greatest
time?
game ever.
Ever.
So I'm at this Big Five Sports. I'm looking for it, right? And I go to the guy. I go, "Hey man, what's a good indoor table?" And he goes, "We got some great outdoor tables." I go, "Hell yeah!" Let's go back to that first question though. When I asked about the table that I'm actually looking for, and he goes, "Well, we've got this one over here, and this one's great." And he goes, "How much you looking to spend?" I go, "I don't know, man. Like not a crazy amount because it's a ping pong table." He goes, "Like $500-600." I go, "Go ahead and bring that down a little bit, like maybe like 2-3. Like we can probably find a good table for that, unless it's like super dope and you really sell me on it."
Right.
And so he goes, "This table right here was like $350 or something like that, and it just like was real sturdy and whatever." And yeah, I didn't know how to gauge it. I was like going around the sides, making up things that were probably like a reason to buy. I was like, "And is the table like? Does it always stay this fucking hard?"
You got
like just
1,000
asking-
dumb questions.
Yeah. And then he says to me, I go, "And what about this one?" He goes, "Oh, we're all sold out of that one." He goes, "It's we're fucking selling those out." I go, "Oh shit!" And there's like in October.
That makes
I go,
you want it.
Totally. And I go, "Is October a popular ping pong season?" And he straight up verbatim goes, "Bro, it's ping pong season all the time." And I go, "All right, dude. The next thing you point at, I'm gonna buy."
Yeah,
That's how this is gonna.
My
work.
buddy
ping pong season
Jimmy Burke.
all the time.
My buddy Jimmy Burke is like
New York, Gotham,
the best.
the man.
The best.
You know him?
Oh yeah,
He's the best.
The best.
the greatest.
The best man.
The only
alive.
guy that would come like to that bar right next door and like drink and hang out after the shows.
great-
He's the guy that go, "Oh, let me park your Bentley for you," and then scuff the rims and not
Well,
tell
he
you.
did that to you.
Oh,
but
yikes.
Jimmy
We'll be right
Jimmy
back.
played ping pong He'll play at you at anything, and usually he's good. He's one of those guys who'll beat you at ping pong because he's just good at
It's like
that.
a Swiss Army knife. He's literally he has everything.
So
What a
there's
great
guy,
way to describe a person.
There's a guy he gets to know.
Yeah.
And the guy, kind of a thin guy, and he says, "Would you play? Were you an athlete?" He said, "I was a squash player and a ping pong player." And Jimmy goes, "Oh, that's interesting." He goes, "I play ping pong." And he goes, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, what did you play?" He goes, "No, I was competitive and played on a national level." So Jimmy goes, "Really? Well, I would love to play somebody that good." And the guy goes, "You probably wouldn't want to play me." And he goes, "Well, I've been playing my whole life, and I absolutely would." And then he goes, "Yeah, but I don't think." I said, "It's you're just not. It's just a different game."
Yeah.
So Jimmy said, "Well, how do you think I do?" And the guy said to Jimmy, he said, "I mean, I think that if we played, let's say, 6 games, I don't think you would get a point." And so Jimmy goes,
shit.
"Well, that's a
National
lot.
team.
That's a lot of points, though." Jimmy goes, Hold on. Let's just say we played at 21, right? That's a
I'm
lot.
not gonna
right?
get one, yeah.
Yeah, that's 126 points, whatever it is. So he goes, I don't believe that. I think I could do that. And he goes, yeah, all right. So they played 6 games. He didn't get a point. He didn't get a fucking point.
That's his job.
That's his job.
But it's good for people to hear that because people don't realize, like, if you've, like, I remember I saw a professional bowler. He was next to us. Like, I was watching me and my friends bowl like some assholes, you know? Like, there might be a strike 1 out of 4.
For sure.
Oh, the professional bowler, they don't miss.
Oh,
no. It's either strike or spear.
That seems so boring to me, though.
Do not
No,
miss.
don't miss. You're going to love this story. I remember my buddy got his black belt in Taekwondo. This is in Hoboken, New Jersey, okay? I was living in Hoboken, and he had just got his black belt in Jersey. And we used to spar, right? And he goes, I'm sparring this guy. And I go, well, who is he? And he goes, he's this big black guy. He played middle linebacker. He was a professional middle linebacker, played in the NFL. He was a big NFL fan. I can't remember the guy. But he didn't play long. But he played in the NFL as a middle linebacker. That's all I knew, and I don't know football. And he goes, and I go, well, that's not good. And I go, what is his fighting training? And he goes, he was a boxer. He boxed for a long time. And I said, was he a pro? And he goes, I don't know, but I know he boxed, a lot.
We'll find out.
And I go, Scott, you can't spar that guy. And Scott is bigger than me and muscular. I go, that's not a good guy to spar, right? I go, it's not. I don't know, but I can tell you, I don't like the fact that he was a middle linebacker and he's in the NFL and he boxes. I don't like those. I don't like that math.
You get nervous?
And he goes, and I go, don't spar him. Very clearly, I go, don't spar him. And he goes, I'm going to spar him. So, long story short, I wasn't there, but he said that he roundhouse kicked the guy, and the guy caught it, and then punched him in the ribs and broke all the ribs on his. I think it was all the ribs on his right side. Huh?
In one.
That's right.
Like one, but
that's right.
Think about it, that guy's not even he's not even a pro. He's not even a pro fighter. He just has pro experience of athletics. Again, I think it's remember that show on Spike, Pros versus Joes.
It's a great show.
Even that didn't do justice
but
for
you
it.
could see some of it.
You could see some of it. But like I remember I was playing Chris Anderson, Birdman's a friend of mine, and we play basketball. And I'm like, oh, he's just gonna dunk it, and like I won't be able to get a shot off. Yeah. We played pickup basketball. He was like, oh, why would I work on my short game?
Why would
I obviously I can put my nuts in everyone's face?
Yeah.
He literally would just stay at the top of the 3-point, didn't miss a shot.
He didn't miss.
Dang, dude.
Didn't miss one shot.
Because he's a pro.
He's a fucking pro, and he's a center.
And also, it's got to be way more fun to do that when you're in the post all the time.
But also, he's not.
Who is the quarterback for, before Eli Manning, big guy, 250 pounds for Giants, the quarterback, Kelly?
Jim Kelly for Buffalo?
No. He was a
for who?
For the quarterback for the
Phil
Giants.
Simms?
No.
How long ago?
This was in probably before Eli. Who was the quarterback before Eli?
In New York?
Yeah, for a while. He played for a while. Big guy, 6'5", 250. Fuck.
Drew Bledsoe?
No,
not at the Giants.
Oh.
For a while, see, they had, God damn, the Giants before Eli Manning.
That's a great question.
Played for a while.
Can you bring that up, Chin?
What year was that?
They had remember Lorenz from Kentucky, the 300-pound quarterback? They had him as a backup, if that's who you're referring to.
That was a PR move.
The PR move all day.
Eli Manning.
Josh Johnson.
They have Geno Smith now. That's the current one. Go to
List?
yeah, sure. Yeah, list of New York Giants starting quarterback. There we go.
Okay.
Kelly Collins from Penn State.
Yes. So Kerry Collins was playing pickup ball with Jimmy Burke and some of the boys, and again they were playing pickup. They were playing touch football with teams, and he was just like, it was the craziest fucking thing in the world. He would just drop back and put the ball anywhere he needed to, and it was catchable. It would just be it was beautiful.
Well, I told you I played a game of 21.
And that's a really dumb story, by the way. Of course,
terrible
he did.
story.
Because of course he
you'll
did.
figure it
Oh,
out.
in touch football, a bunch of guys. You mean he threw the ball and hit you in the numbers? I don't know why I just told that story.
Yeah, but you know, it's like if they saw us go on stage and was like, "Wow, every joke you did crushed."
Yeah,
Let me try that.
Yeah, right.
I am the Kerry Collins of comedy.
Kerry dropping dimes everywhere. Like I told you, I played basketball with Vinny Testaverde, just a game of 21.
Nice.
He was 50. He put his nuts in my face.
Wow.
His tan nuts. He dunked on me whenever he wanted.
By the way, you should
this.
you should make a coffee table book of I played a pickup game with
Well, there's only two.
dot.
There's only two though.
Isn't he
That's
six-
all I
All right, well,
got.
let me
Isn't he
finish.
about-
It's a 2-page
pages.
book. Yeah, still a
Isn't
great
he
book.
about 6'6", Vinny Testaverde? He's taller than you, right?
6'5", tan as fuck,
Handsome.
rich as balls,
Handsome.
Invested in 50 Outback steakhouses before they were big.
That's
Bring
the
him
move.
up. Bring him up. I wanna look at his face.
Now, when you go into these pickup
Gee.
games, do you try to you want to win so that you can walk away with the story of I just took it to Testaverde?
No, I
so that you
just-
can say I took it to Testaverde everywhere you go. After
Even if
that?
I wanted to take it to him, he would have beat me. He was so good at basketball.
Yeah.
Oh,
So many of those athletes are just,
athlete.
even
And
if they didn't
tan.
play the other sport, like LeBron, you've seen videos of him
you see him catch a football?
Yeah, and
Stupid.
throwing it oh yeah, he could do every sport.
The thing about Vinny Testaverde is he made us watch the highlight tape of the 1998 Ravens, and or I think it was the 2001 Ravens team. So we had to watch that for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I would
We were
just
so
bring
bored.
up so many
Sitting
highlights
there.
of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just be like, look what I used to do.
That's exactly.
Did
what
you do
I
any
did.
sports?
Every sport, yeah. I quit football my sophomore year to play Danzuko in Greece, and that's what started the whole fucking pathway to
don't
entertainment.
say.
So I did baseball, football, basketball all growing up. Basketball was my main sport. That's why I said, about being a Jew and not going pro. Obviously,
That's
there are other
hilarious.
reasons, like not being in 6'9", Phil
Yeah.
style,
Or black, yeah.
or black, yeah. And but I mean, set 3-point records in my high school. I was dope. I was a great high school basketball player. But there's
To your
a
sophomore year,
was that?
or to your sophomore year, you were.
So
Or you played all.
Oh, football
four.
till sophomore, but basketball all 4.
Oh,
yeah.
word.
And yeah, I mean, if I was 6'4", I probably would have tried to play somewhere,
College?
maybe a D2 or something. But it's also I was doing, what I realized I was doing all these sports, and then senior year was finally when I just dedicated everything to basketball. And it's you can't also be the best at something at that age if you're not. The kids who were dominant were doing basketball all year round every time, and maybe play another sport.
Yeah.
But I was kind of spreading myself thin, so.
And you were also doing performance.
I was doing
arts,
the plays,
too?
yeah. I did.
How'd you know? Did you know? Did a bulb go off after you did it? You knew that. Was
Yeah, well, it was so I did. The first play I did was 5th grade. I played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz, which if you ask my mom, she goes,
Lion.
yeah, you were in the Heat, and yeah, you got to motorboat Sandra Bullock, and yeah, that's great. And I love to bring that up at Temple auctions because people want to know what do they smell like, and and I go peaches, mom.
Do you stay in touch with Sandra?
Yeah,
Good person.
Hey,
she's
you
dope.
you
The
said
greatest.
you said you were in Heat.
yeah,
What were you in?
the Heat,
Oh, word!
Yeah.
I thought
not the De Niro movie.
Okay, big
Which, by the way,
difference.
people would say that when I would, I was obviously milked that credit right after. I was like, hey, say the Heat and say the Wizard of Oz too from the 6th grade if you want to. And people would always go, yeah, he was in Heat, and then I get up there and would sometimes address it, but then afterwards people were like, dude, how fucking old are you?
yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah,
Because I was
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
I'm like,
Mike
what the
McDonald
fuck?
got my part.
Were
in
you
that.
a kid?
Maybe wait 5 days for that fucking role.
God, you also would have been so great. That would have been dope
It
too.
was between me and Michael McDonald.
Was it really?
And he
You're
got
not
it.
sad about it. You'll figure it out. Though,
No, I'm
dude.
fine. I've let it go.
Yeah.
How was
you're fucking
Ghostbusters?
crushing it.
Yeah, how
It
was
cool.
Ghostbusters? How's the set of Ghostbusters?
I mean, great. It was the only downside was that it was all that was Paul gave me a little thing in Spy, and it was I remember I put myself on tape after the Heat for a couple bigger roles, and then he was like, man, thanks. This one's going to Bobby Cannavale, and this one's going to Melissa's husband, and I was like, yeah, but also just let me come in and maybe be their backup, I can say some of their lines with them, and he's like, no, that's not how it works. And so he was like, but hell yeah, there's this thing. It's 3 lines if you want to come out to Budapest for a week and just do that. And I was like, yeah, I just want to stay in your, camp. And then, so same thing with Ghostbusters. And it was just cool to be, just being on a movie set is the greatest. And and having more.
How'd that movie do?
I think it did really well. I don't think what.
Paul Feig is amazing.
The critic-
Man,
the
I think
critics
for how
were
much they
upset.
spent. Yeah, and the critics, I think it didn't maybe make what they thought it
Well,
would,
Leslie
but it's
Jones
still
got all that bullshit from assholes.
Yeah, man.
But that
fucking,
wasn't because the issue with the movie is it was, you know, you're talking about Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, predominantly male movie, and they went, whoops, it's 2017.
Yeah.
All women now.
Yeah.
And society goes, well,
Nah.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next summer, Terminator, she's upset. Like, it's like, the fuck? What are we doing?
Yeah,
She's
dude.
upset.
She's nasty. It's like, well, I don't want my Terminator with tits. Like, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
no. So you were an anti girl Ghostbuster.
Give me fucking Bill Murray and Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd. Don't fuck with it. If you're gonna make a classic, you better do it well. So I get going the complete opposite direction.
Totally.
And Kristen Wiig and all them are
Yeah,
brilliant,
hilarious.
And I didn't see the movie,
Right.
Because I didn't want to remember it like that. And I'm a
Totally get that.
yeah.
Funniest movie, one of the funniest movies as a kid I've ever seen, and Stripes and Ghostbusters, to me, I remember enjoying Ghostbusters so much that I when I'm really, really loving something, I can't even laugh. I was biting my nails and just so astonished as a young man at how fucking good it was.
Yeah.
Like Bill Murray made me laugh. I mean, that movie was so good to me. It was so, and Stripes.
Like redo it. Why redo it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Classic. Harold Ramis.
But did you have fun on it? Either
It was
way?
great. I mean,
We
like,
just shit on the movie for 5 minutes.
No, it was
but it was good. You were great in it.
Yeah.
Well, the part that I had to, I mean, I did like the voice of Slimer, which was like
You were the voice of Slimer?
Yeah. But I mean, it was, and even that was there was two more like Slimer scenes, and they got chopped. But it was, I knew Paul wasn't gonna. He didn't need anybody famous for that. You know, it's like they needed like Morgan Freeman to be like, you know, I'm Slimer. You know, so I was like, all right.
How did you do Slimer?
I'm Slimer.
Well, I'll show you in a minute. And I was like, Paul doesn't need, and also I knew he wasn't thinking of me for it, so I bought this Slimer mask online and that had the face cut out, and I made this like fake audition tape to send him. So I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Slimer. It's my audition tape for Ghostbusters. I did the first two. I don't know where I really have to fucking do this, but whatever, I'll play the game. And so then I did a bunch of things of like, I did the actual voice a few times to show I could do it, and then I did a bunch of like fake scenarios, like here's Slimer, you know, at a funeral hitting on a chick, and then it would be a quick thing, and I'd just be like, oh. Like, and then like jump cut to like next thing of like Slimer waking up realizing he overslept through his Bikram yoga class, you know, and just oh fuck, you know, and then just jump cut to another. So I did a bunch of those to then also be funny.
So stupid.
So I sent it to him. It's on my website. It's stupid. And so I sent it to him, and then he emailed me and said, "Will you come do ADR for the thing?" And then I went in, opened the binder, and it said Slimer or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, just do it." And I was super pumped, but it was, you know, I mean, the voice, it was just, you know, I mean, when I did it, actually, Michael McDonald, I'll show you what I did. It was like like some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I remember I did that, and Michael McDonald goes, "Oh fuck! Now I know how it looks like when you eat pussy."
McDonald, a very funny man.
Yeah, and but no, the movie was cool. But the scene I was in got chopped way down because it was this big rock star. I was a rock star at this concert. The first time they catch a ghost, it was the middle of the movie, and like huge set piece scene. It was like a 10-day shoot, and I had maybe 15 lines and like singing these two songs, and like they had like all these extras. I mean, it felt like a true rock star. Like Comedy Jam is
Good
one
for
thing.
you, man.
This was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And like Paul too, the comfort level, he was like, yo, like letting me improv just so much, and I felt comfortable to do it. Like on the Heat, that was like first thing, so I was so nervous to say anything because I was like, fuck, if like Bullock and McCarthy think, if they don't laugh at something I say, like that's it, you know. And so I would get attacked by the ghost, and then they had a stunt guy, and I was supposed to get like, they pulled him off the stage in one move up into the air, then they put me in this thing upside down and like swung it back and forth and twisted around, and then they had me like saying all these lines as I was upside down, like, you know, hanging over people, then dropped into the crowd, and then get up, and then more lines and climb back on stage, but all that got chopped because of time.
There's nothing you
now
can
it's
do
just like,
about it.
there's like 4 shots of me singing and like a couple lines and then getting attacked. And
Yeah.
so it's cool to like, you know.
It's still
but
fucking cool,
yeah.
man. But that happens with everyone. Like Jared Leto was talking about the other day in the interview when he did Suicide Squad, which
Yeah.
I just saw. He's brilliant as the Joker, and he's what you go
Not
to
better than
see
Heath
the
Ledger.
movie. What's up?
Not better than Heath Ledger.
Different.
Yeah.
Different.
Cool.
Fucking good, but different. And he was upset because he goes, I shot all these scenes, man. I thought I was gonna be the hit of the movie. And he goes, you could have made a movie just on Joker. He goes, and I'm sitting at the premiere. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my
Literally,
God.
like, what is this?
That's what happens.
That's Jared Leto.
Yeah.
That's Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't
He was
surprise
upset,
me.
man.
Well, dude,
Because
when I-
they cut you down, and then
Well, editing,
you know.
it's an art in its own,
Yeah.
you know? Like, it's to tell
retelling
the
the story.
story. Yeah,
They always say a
makes or breaks a movie.
Movie's written when it's 3 times: when it's written, when it's shot, and when it's edited.
God, you're so right, man.
Thanks,
Well,
buddy. Hold my hand. Hey, by the way,
When
there's
I-
something you should know, and so should America. We're dating. That feels weird, man.
By the way, what a great way to
Super
announce a
strong.
relationship. through a
Everybody?
fucking really, yeah,
Everyone,
the clasp and then the song.
we're doing a remake of Brokeback Mountain. It's gonna be way better.
What are you gonna call it?
Gadoosh, and you just see this. Gadoosh, douche.
Should we go to current events before we get weird?
It is crazy how many things you can like. They can chop down in a movie. Like when I did 6 days on Steel Magnolias, and they were like, "Yo, like you're great. Like you're carrying the movie. Like obviously Julia Roberts is in it.
I
Like,
don't know
she's
if
great."
they said
Oh, wow,
that
I
to
didn't-
you.
Okay.
Yeah, and also that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
When was this? How
Okay.
old
Have you
were
seen the movie?
I have.
A few times.
You remember the scene when she walks in? She's like, Shelby, and then there was some fucking super attractive young kid. They were like, "Oh, are you sure this kid's 12? Why his dick's like bursting through his pants?" Like,
I don't remember that.
He might be 17. Okay, watch the DVD extras.
I did.
And
See
so
the
he's
extras.
walking through, and
Like
this kid's like, "Hey, Julia," and they're like, he would call the characters their real names, right? And they're like, "It's Shelby," and he was like, "Fucking, I'll do what I want,"
No, I don't remember this. Bro.
Okay, well, yeah, because it got cut out.
Okay,
That's what I'm
but
trying
then
to say.
can't
If you let me
you're
finish my
in-
story.
All right, sorry.
Wow. All right. Well, watch
Wow.
Steel Magnolias and
All
maybe
right.
open your heart and your mind.
I
Stop fucking
You'll see it.
Stop making boner sound effects and thinking about your dick bursting through. It does look good.
Is comedy like is stand up your passion or is acting?
Great question.
Like if you had to pick one.
I came here to act, and now, like this. There's a show I'm on right now called Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. Yeah,
You bet your sweet ass I do.
So you guys should have him on. He's a fucking incredible dude. So he's got this show that he created. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm meets kind of 30 Rock about his life post pop star, and it's on this network called Pop TV. That's every Wednesday at 8:30, and I play his manager, and it's me, him, January Jones, David Keckner,
January
Joey
Jones
Lawrence.
in that?
Yeah,
Dude, Keckner, that's great.
the best. Joey Fatone was on it for a little bit.
Damn.
So that's the first show that I've been on. Like I did this game show for TBS with Eliza and Mad TV and some movies, but like this is like the first show that I've been on where I'm like an actor, you know what I'm saying? Like on it and like consistently in what? I've been on here since 2001. I mean, 10 years post-graduate in 2005. And so that was the game plan. But then I think like anything, you just have to like
adapt.
My whole thing was I want to do as much as possible. And I did a lot of YouTube videos in college, and then afterwards when YouTube really hit, and I was like, had just a big love for sketch. I remember even like, Brian, you were the best. I mean, before I barely even knew you, and sent you like a thing of being like, remember like sent you like a bunch of videos and like some pilot thing, and I was like, can you give me some advice? And like the fucking greatest dude in the world, like maybe had La Jolla and maybe a couple other conversations, and just sends me this fucking long email, and then goes, you know what, actually call me, and gives me like a whole rundown of like, here's what you should do this, like keep doing this, like it was very encouraging, which is like invaluable.
You were a young comic. I had to do my job.
Rare, yeah.
Dude, to look up to somebody like that and have them actually go out of their way was huge. And so but I mean, like, so I found stand-up, and the YouTube videos were helping me to like, get a comedic voice, but also, keep busy, because it was like I graduated from SC with a theater degree, and it was like, all right, now what? Like, worked at Universal Studios playing Wolverine and being a tour guide for
Did you?
that was my day job.
Bummer.
Yeah. Well, it was $23 an hour to do Wolverine, so it wasn't too much of a bummer. But it was a bummer because you're like, I'm there and I want to be fucking doing stand-up.
Here's my question. I did that tour.
Yeah.
And as you go around and you go to the Bates Motel.
Yeah.
And he comes walking toward you with the knife. He takes the
$22 an hour, like 12 times a day.
Does he do that? He does that over and over.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and that guy.
What's he doing?
And the guy who plays that guy is just as weird as you think he is in real life.
I bet.
How long did you do that for?
I was a tour guide my sophomore year at SC for 2 years, and then the pay was crap, but it was like 5-hour-long tours a day. Great stand-up training, great like.
And you had real jobs in life, like you didn't. Like, you learned a work ethic.
Oh yeah, my mom. Yeah,
Like,
when I worked at Albertsons, my mom was like, "Yo, I'll help you get a piece of shit car."
Yeah.
It was my, just my mom.
Let
and
me compliment you, because when I saw you, I hadn't seen you stand up in a long time.
Yeah.
I saw you when you were a young guy trying stuff. You were always funny.
You haven't seen him since we saw him?
Probably been
and so when I watched,
probably when you let me open for you a couple of times. Remember North Carolina?
that was what, 10 years ago.
I've been doing it almost 10, so maybe like 7.
Okay, so 7.
Damn.
Because when I saw you that night at in Austin, it was legit.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, it was we were dying.
No, Adam, I'm talking.
It was
me
great.
and my brother were bent
They were
over,
howling.
Nice.
And I was watching it kind of going, man, Adam is really like that kind of work ethic has produced an excellent comic.
Oh, thanks.
And I don't say that lightly, because you know as well I do. There are a lot of people that just float by with the shit they wrote 5 years ago, or there are a lot of people that just
being
aren't
charming
that
and
good.
comfortable on stage.
And they're not that, they don't write. And so to see like legit comedy, it's like Tony Kenchcliffe, same thing, fucking killing me.
Yeah.
Because Tony works his ass off.
Yep.
And Tony's like, I'm going to try to be the funniest person I can possibly be.
Yep.
And that's my philosophy.
Yep. You can't-
Not be cool. Just try to make us laugh as hard as you can.
You can't. It's why this job is so like unique. Like you can't replace all that actual work. And once I was dating this girl for a little bit, and in 2007 when I started and we broke up, I was like, because I was very in and out. I was doing some like groundling stuff, and then I was doing stand up like twice a month, like these bringer shows, and I was like, all right, if I need to if I'm going to do this right, I have to go all in. But I kept holding back because I knew what it required, and it was like very intimidating. And then when she and I broke up, or actually she cheated on me, she fucked a cameraman in Reno. She was a news reporter. Anyway, but wait, what are we talking about? And so, and she told me,
geez, Adam, that was kind of
and when
harsh.
she told me, and she goes, and I was like, wait, so it was the guy that shot all your stories? And I made this joke over the phone. I go, did he shoot him in your face? Because, dude, I'm just so emotional. No, of course she didn't laugh. She was like, why would you say that? I was like, I don't know how to handle it.
Of course he did, Adam.
I don't know how to handle this. I'm a fucking dude.
You know what I'm saying? You ask all these questions. I mean, I was asking so many questions.
In your face.
I told, because obviously we have similar circles and, all that. I told Brad, I'm like, I don't know how he got started, but I told Brad, I'm like, I don't think Adam likes me. He's like, what?
Dude, and that was so funny, dude, because I'm like,
I was like,
you said that.
When we were doing
crazy.
It's Not Happening.
Yeah.
And I saw you on, I'm like, fuck.
Well, dude,
he's mean to me.
No, here's my thing. I'm a huge fan of this podcast, and that was the first time I met you. Known Bry and loved Bry forever. And so being a fan of the podcast, I'm like, all right, at some point I'm going to run into Brendan, and hopefully it's, before I get a chance to maybe come on the show. And then when you walked in, I was like, all right, and it was in that tiny little hallway, which is a weird place to meet somebody because your handshake is fucking, your hands are like shoved in, you're nose to nose. He's fucking like towering over me. I'm like, I didn't want to immediately be like, I love the show. You're great, man. So I was just like, what's up? And but also trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know you from the podcast, but hadn't had a face to face.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe you felt all weird about it.
It was before that. I think.
But also, I poked him in the asshole when he walked away, and that might be the thing where you were like, "This guy doesn't like."
No, I encouraged that.
Well, okay.
Well, I'd been like, "Right on, brother. See you out there." Because it was weird because that whole night was weird because Joey Diaz had an issue with me because he didn't.
What?
Yeah, we did a whole show on it. So Joey Diaz is weird to me, and then I knew you were going to be there, and someone told me that maybe had an issue with me. So I'm like, God,
that's okay, dude.
This
I
is
don't
a
hate
shit
it. I mean,
show.
look.
So and Brian was out of town, so I'm like solo by myself.
Alone.
So I rolled in like, "What's up, everybody?" And then I was just, I don't know, I was super weird.
Oh, dude, no way.
You were great.
Yeah, I got no hate in my heart unless. I mean, there's a couple people from high school we could talk about. That cameraman? You know what's so funny? When I met him, I went out to Reno, right? We went to USC together, and then she got a job at the Page program at NBC. So she was in New York, working SNL parties and all this stuff. And it'd be like late night calls. That's when I really started stand up too, because I was like, I can't sit around waiting for these phone calls from her. I need to be out at the clubs distracting myself, because then I'd be home sometimes, and she's like, babe, sorry, I'm rushing to SNL party. John Stamos is here. I gotta go. Bye. And I'd even hear I'd even hear in the background being like, okay, pussy, something as they hang up and be like, you sweet pussy, something. And I'm like, what did Stamos say? I call back. What did he say about your pussy? He didn't say anything. And then Stamos in the back, I said it, yeah, fucking pussy. And they hang up, and I'm like, where are you? Come back. So I just had to get out of the house. And so then she got a job in Reno, and we were like, oh great, now she's closer, as a news reporting job, and it still not a huge market, but for her to get that job that early was a big deal. Now we're it's an hour flight, and then she just got super bummed out. She went from L.A. to New York, big cities, a lot of fun, to Reno, where all the fucking Reno, let's just sit on that for a minute, let that sink in. If you haven't been to Reno, lovely city, going there in May to the Laugh Factory, come out and see me. But your city fucking sucks. And your river's kind of cool, but that's about it. Pumped to go on that river, and then also fucking try to not kill myself.
That's right. That's exactly
but also come out of the shows, May 30th. Check my website, AdamRayTV.com.
AdamRayTV.com.
Yeah. So I go out there to visit her, and there's married couples, they're all older. She's hot 24-year-old young news reporter, and I remember the only guy who was close in age range was this 30-year-old cameraman named Jeff. And I swear to God, I go out there, and and not a bad looking dude, but for sure you're nah, man, there's no way.
There's no way. Jeff?
I remember when I shake his hand.
Camera guy Jeff?
Dude, I straight up remember shaking his hand, and he goes, what's up, man? I'm Jeff. And I was just like,
you knew.
You're going to fuck her.
You knew.
I just knew, man. And then she got super depressed because she was so lonely. And I was at one point I was like, babe, you just got to come out and stay with me for LA for a little bit and refigure out what your move is, because you're miserable there, and this is not good.
Then your boy Jeff said, "What's this? Whoop!"
Yeah, Jeff was you need a shoulder to cry on or a dick to suck on.
That'd be a sound guy. He's a camera guy.
Well, no, he's doing both.
He does both.
Yeah, he's camera guy and goes, "What's this boom mic? It's my dick talking to the mic."
What if he did
don't
that?
Be that obvious.
He
was probably a little bit.
What if he did that though? And they would go, and she'd always tell me too. She's like, "Man, Jeff and I had to go up into the mountains, and there was a fire, so we had to go up and cover the fire, and we were trapped for a while." And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Fucking so anyway, I had a pretty good day too. I was thinking about fucking flying out there and killing both of you. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you hear
just-
about that, what do you mean you're hanging out with them? But bullshit.
Yo, guys are guys. Like your boyfriend's in L.A.
And dude,
you and I
yeah.
are trapped in this fucking
that was game over.
Reno mountains.
Yeah.
And like this rock hard camera guy boner.
Yep.
Let's figure it out real
Camera
quick.
guy boner.
Hey, breaking news. Suck this
Yeah.
dick.
You
That's what I
know,
do.
right away.
But that was the end. So anyway, long story short, that once that stopped, I was like, all right, now I have no reason to jump into stand up full time and make that. And then to your earlier question about stand up or acting, I feel like they go hand in hand. Obviously, right? They're synonymous. Like
Louis
they
C.K.
kinda-
begs to differ.
But I feel like, I mean, what's crazy is I always thought when I started stand up, I was like, no, acting is still like my main thing. That's what I came out here for. And then it's like you get into that grind stand up and like, I mean, it's like, I feel so fortunate that I have like put the work in and at least am at a cool place where I get to do some cool things now. But like, it never stops. And like the challenge and the grind of it is like never ending. And that's
It's like a painting you're never going to finish.
Totally.
That's
And
how-
not a lot of people get to have that thing that's constantly where you're like, oh, it's never done. And like, it's all on you to, even at Austin, I mean, there were shows I was on and I felt good on some and others. I'd see some people and I'm like, fuck, man, I get back to it that night and even like try to flesh out some jokes that I was not thinking about doing that I was like, no, I'm going to do them now because I saw something that really inspired me. And to be inspired, like, that often is pretty cool. I mean, obviously we watch so much of it that, I think sometimes you just have the blinders on and you're just like, nah, another comic. But like to every now and then, like see, a Chappelle or a Burr or a Callen, fucking just deliver. No, seriously, man. It's and then to become friends with people like that and be on the shows and then it makes you want to raise your game. And
For sure.
But I mean,
stand up is you're part of a very exclusive fraternity too.
Yeah.
You just
And the
feel like-
rush of that, like, I mean, the rush of a great, I don't know. Again, I feel like they are maybe different, but I mean, I don't know. Acting's what got me into all this.
Performing?
What's that?
Is it because does it cure your performance itch? Because stand up,
That's why I started stand up because I was doing so much theater, and then when I graduated, I was like, I did one play after college, which was super fun. But then I was like, and I loved being on stage, and so I was like, oh, I need that live fix, and so that's why stand up.
And you can control it a little bit too.
Totally, and it's all on you. And it's like when I was trying to do improv and stuff, I was having so much trouble getting a group together to like rehearse or practice. And
I
also
feel
it
like
was just
stand up
like,
too, like you're investing in yourself, and also
Yeah.
it's not like a casting director's going, no, sorry, you're just not right for the part. You're
Yeah.
like, well, this is my business. Like
Right.
you're
Yeah.
your business. You're your business. You
Also
control
the-
the destination.
Totally. And the life skills and like I'm sure like you guys can both attest to this, like stand up just makes I feel like so much like at parties if I'm in a fucking conversation that sucks, like I can fucking take control of it and make sure it's not gonna be a bummer or figure out how to get out of it. I never feel like socially inadequate or awkward. I mean, everybody has, the moment like I was on a flight a few weeks ago and there was a guy behind me who got in a fight with the flight attendant because somebody had ordered the last cheese plate and he fucking flipped out. And I got
makes
super
sense.
like uncomfortable, like just for everybody on the plane, also for him because he sounded. Sometimes you're on a plane and you hear some voice behind you and you're just like, at some point I'm gonna have to turn around and see what that's attached to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure.
This guy was like, he was talking, he was kind of like this, and he had like a little bit of a, almost like a. Like a Grover, like Muppet, like some Muppety
and it
thing.
was Dr. Phil with a throat fungus.
Wow. Okay, so that's the end of that story. It was
Okay,
Dr. Phil.
well,
Shit.
well,
I thought it'd be a good segue to get into current events.
Oh, let's go into it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
do you got, Chin?
I'm taking you guys off track. I'm sorry.
Forget it.
no,
Yeah,
not
it
at
is.
all, man. I wanted to get
First
into that.
current event, ESPN will cut 100 on-air personalities.
That's nuts.
why is
man.
starting
that?
today.
No way.
I've heard a few. Have you seen all the guys being cut? Like Trent Dilfer. The
No
big
way.
one is homeboy here, Ed Werner.
You can't cut Ed Werder.
All of them got cut.
Wait, this can't be real.
It's real.
real.
They're releasing
Look at all these guys being like,
No, hey, I saw this article. Scroll down, Chin. This is my favorite.
are they going to get rid of Peter
No,
Gammons?
hey, this is my favorite. Where's it at? Keep going.
I got to go slow so not to pass it.
It's so funny. Oh, no, here. No,
No.
keep going.
Joe
It's so
McGuire.
funny.
Here.
Oh, here it goes. Mike Goodman goes, today's going to suck for a lot of people at ESPN. It doesn't seem like too much to ask. Remember that those people are, in fact, people. Scroll down. And hey, it turns out one of those people is me. Left my time at ESPN.
Yes.
Sounds like today's going to suck for a lot of people at ESPN. Remember, there's still people.
Wow.
Fuck. Turns out I'm one of those people. Fuck you guys.
Why all the fucking? Is that Mike from?
No, not Mike and Mike.
Okay.
No.
So what happened? Why?
Well, from what I've heard is they're focusing on the digital space and also sports centers.
Center, yeah.
Is that right, Jen?
Yeah.
What a bummer, dude.
Sports and everything else.
A ton of people just getting. Trent Dilfer was like, oh, God damn it.
What do you do if you're not when you work at ESPN and you're an on-air personality? That's what you do. Like none of these guys go. Well, now time to start that band I've always been wanting to do.
Well, some have like
learn how to play the triangle and hopefully join Hall and Oates.
And they didn't tell them. They just showed. They're like, hey, by the way.
Do you think they did it in a tweet or a mass email? Or do they hold a special sports center where they go, you're fired?
You're fired. Did they cut those two cool too?
They must have, right? If it's
did
this
they
is the show
release
that they're
those two?
saving. No, this is the show they're saving.
Well, that's Sports Center late night in L.A. though. Scroll down.
And John
Why are they
Coachman's
showing
the
them?
man. You can't get rid of him.
ESPN is losing millions of subscribers according to the latest estimates. ESPN has lost 12 million subscribers in the last 6 years. About 12% drop. There's no sign of decrease slowing. It's my favorite network, man.
Why do you think they're dropping? What's happened?
They have maybe too much content. ESPN's that's my religion. Like I grew up on ESPN.
Yeah,
like,
dude. I mean, where's the competitor? Like, what's getting more play?
No one's getting more. I think
people
they're just getting their media elsewhere. It's happened to everyone. Like, so First Take on ESPN gets, I don't know, something like 800,000 views in the morning. Well, to Fox, they get like 100,000. Like, Fox isn't even close to ESPN. It's not even close to Sports on ESPN. Dude, so ESPN, growing up on ESPN, like I'd watch it all the time, is my religion, man. And then when they needed UFC analysts, ESPN called me. I'm like, what the fuck? So they fly me to Bristol, and Jay Crawford is my favorite. They fly me to Bristol, and there's no preparation at all. They're like, you got a suit on, you mic'd up, have fun. I'm like, well, do we want to go over some notes? And so I'm sitting in the Sports Center chair, and then Jay Crawford sits down. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm on Sports Center right now, co-hosting this with Jay Crawford, and we haven't gone over anything. So it's just
is that how they roll?
You better be good at your job. Like they got word that I can, I'm good at talking about fighting.
And you figured it out, right?
Well, Jay Crawford's like, now what's it? I was breaking down Cain Velasquez versus Verdum.
Yeah.
And he goes, what's Verdum or Cain Velasquez? What are they feeling right now? And I'm like, well, Jay, it's like growing up your entire life watching Sports Center. Next thing you know, you're hosting it. No one's gone over anything with you. They're terrified.
Good answer.
And he goes,
played.
All right, they're like, he played with it a little bit, but he's kind of like, all right, and then I had to analyze the fight.
That's a great answer.
It was good though.
That's spot on. He should have rolled with that.
It was, and I came back a second time to do the co-hosting, but
and that's probably why ESPN is dropping, because they're not yes-anding more comedic moments like that. It's like
or they're dropping because they let me co-host it.
Maybe
they could chalk it up to. It all started when we had B. Schaub on, and he just sucked.
Started with Big Brown. Next current event.
How crazy is that, man?
All right, next current event is. Do you guys know this guy? I didn't watch The Bachelor, but The Bachelor season 9, I think it was 2015. He was a star of it, and
I remember him.
He was in a crash, and he killed the John Deere tractor driver that was in front of him, and then he fled the scene. So he's a well-known.
Oh, he's fucked.
He's a well-known celebrity, but he did actually call 911.
Yeah, don't call.
And
him
he was
celebrity.
actually feeling the guy's pulse to tell the operator that he's still alive, and then he just took off.
Why would he? What a moron!
They found alcohol in his car. So I think that's the reason why
they do tell you to do that.
No.
They do tell you. I hate to tell you,
like
you probably call a lawyer and like, listen, if they can prove you were drunk,
and he wouldn't come out of his house.
Fucked.
Yeah,
wouldn't come out of his house either.
Wait, so what's gonna happen?
Oh,
well,
so
he ended up dying,
his movie career's over.
No, if what he can say,
you will not be on the Bachelor reunion.
Yeah, if the alcohol goes through his body. And he can
John Jones did this. This is a lot of people don't realize. This is why John Jones fled the scene.
You can
because
just say you were discombobulated.
You just be like, I didn't know, and this. But if they can prove you're under the influence, the penalties are so much more harsh.
So he hit the guy's truck, and the guy died in his truck.
No, so the tractor trailer flew off into a ditch, and then he died there.
Shit!
Well,
and he hit this guy's tractor.
Yeah.
Why was the guy driving a tractor on the freeway? Has anyone brought this up?
He's from a town. I forgot where it was. It's a really like a farm town.
Is it like Idaho or Wyoming?
The bottom line is, whatever you get away with, you have to deal with the fact that you drank. If he did, that you drank and took someone's life.
Yeah, he still fled the scene too. So
have they caught him yet?
Yeah, they got him already.
He's fucked.
What was the 911 call? Was he like?
Apparently, it was him saying like, the guy's still alive but barely hanging on, and then he just.
I bet he still had an ego. That. Was he like, I hit this guy, and like, who is it? It's Chris Saltzman from The Bachelor. Who?
Come on, man.
Come on,
Chris, one of the highest rated seasons.
Season 7.
Everyone thought I was going to end up with Christian. I went with Michelle. People are talking about it. Actually, the guy before he almost died was just like, you should have gone with Michelle.
It's so fucked up.
Man, though, that's terrible.
He's
Charged with
fucked.
felony.
Dude, drinking and driving is no joke.
Well, especially when you take someone's life, who's probably someone's father or whatever.
Especially when you see...
Callan's super bummed about this. But on Good Morning America, I saw a thing where it said there's been more wrecks now because people under the influence of drugs than alcohol. There's more deaths in car accidents.
They put
in
pot
automobiles
as a drug or just...
I'm not sure, but said under the influence or texting is bigger than drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
A buddy of mine just told me
Seriously?
a girlfriend of his was crossing the street in New York and texting, just face down, truck.
Boom.
Dude, I mean, isn't that crazy?
It's not, because I see it all the time.
Fuck.
I don't see people get hit, but I see people crossing the road like this. I'm like, that's a red light.
Dude, whatever.
If this person's texting too, all you are fucked.
Ha 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 is your last thing, or maybe you were Googling
Dick
like
pic.
Dr. Phil's real height, and then fucking boom.
Hey. I
Who's
would
the
never
voice
do
of
that.
Slimer? Hey, douche!
When you
Hey,
know it.
Gage.
What else you got, Chin? This guy's fucked.
I've never heard about this, but have you guys ever heard about this? Something called stealthing.
What's it called?
Oh,
Stealthing.
dude.
So
Yeah,
here it
somebody
is
just told
right
me about this. This is
I've
fucking
never heard
So
of
it's
it.
when you remove a
Crazy.
condom during sex. Like in the beginning of sex, you put the condom on, and then during sex, you remove it.
Oh my
Or you
God.
just break it? God, who would fucking do that,
Or
man?
you just use a condom or you don't use one.
I had
just
an
go,
experience like this where somebody I know said that he pulled it off during sex and she flipped out on him. And I was like, well, hey, fuckface. Yeah, you dumb shit.
Yeah, Jesus.
She didn't want you to have sex with her without a condom, and
then he
you
pulled off?
fucking were like, ha, 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 ha. Well, I kind of get her flipping out about that.
That's like a magician, like doing a trick, and then halfway through just being like, nah, fuck it. And then he takes his dick out and puts a condom on. No? Is that...
Well,
Yeah.
But this isn't like breaking news. I know guys who've been breaking condoms like, oops, it broke. Well,
real?
we'll figure it out.
Oh, man,
But
yeah.
usually
They're saying it's
usually
rape.
it's the girl.
Hold on, go back.
Yikes.
I bet it is rape because it's not consensual, right?
Yeah, because they thought you were doing it with a condom.
Deception is inherent in the act. Is evident for the term. It's not called removing your condom mid-intercourse and chatting about why you want to do this.
Yeah, someone agreed to have sex
Change.
under one set of conditions.
It's called stealthing for a reason. Sadly, the punishments for stealthers appear minimal.
It's called
Despite
changing
the fact
the rules.
the UK law is clear that it's rape. Well, this is Huffington Post, but let's talk about this because I could understand somebody not. I don't think it's rape. Let me say what I think it is. The victim consented to touch by a condom, not touched by the skin of a penis. The law is clear that one may consent to one form of sexual contact without providing blanket future consent to all sexual act. I wouldn't want to be a lawyer in this. I do.
tough.
I will say this. I think that if you do that, it's. I don't look.
Especially
look,
with an STD.
Here's where
What if
I
you have
worry.
STD?
Here's where I worry about with rape. Okay. Here's what I worry about when we start throwing rape around. Rape. It's like what Bill Burr was saying about Hero. Rape should be reserved. It's a very, very strong word. Okay. Rape should be reserved for, having sex with somebody against their will. Right.
Yeah, there's no wiggle room with the term
Right.
rape.
Like you're holding somebody down and forcing your dick inside of them.
Where they don't
okay?
want to have any sexual intercourse. This,
you go.
they both agreed to have sexual intercourse,
They're
but not under those rules.
Right.
So it's not rape.
Right. So now the difference
what-
is she agreed to have sex with you if you wore a condom. You didn't use a condom. Now that puts her at risk for mostly pregnancy and certain venereal diseases. Probably not AIDS. And because but let's just go through it. But you could get chlamydia, you could get
Herpes.
you get a lot of shit
Genital
that could cause
warts.
that could cause issues later on, and even AIDS and very, very rare
HPV,
circumstances.
most likely.
So I don't know. I'm
It's not rape.
It's not
It's
rape,
not-
but it's fucked up.
It should be illegal, but
It's
not
like
rape, right?
but it's pretty close. It's like a notch down. Like you're like, I mean,
Rape is so
I don't know
serious,
how
man.
how do you define that if it's not rape? Like,
If
what do you
both-
call
if-
that?
if
Like,
you-
I think rape is too strong a word for it. I
Me
really
too.
do.
I think it's fucked
Because I
up,
think
but
it
it's not
cheapens
rape.
the word rape. I think then I don't know what rape. Then if rape is that big of an umbrella term, and if you're talking about the fact that it's really a question of whether or not rubber or skin is coming into contact with your skin, I think that's a very dicey area. That's a really thin margin to fuck
too
with.
gray.
It is.
It's too gray.
It is,
I need
right?
more black and white.
It is.
oh man, I mean, the part about them
it's a little bit like
agreeing
saying-
and then
But you're playing
for
under
this to
different
be
rules, right? Because they agreed to have consensual sex under protection. That's like, what's this?
Well, I remember telling my friend,
he raped the situation and not her. Is that?
he fucked the situation.
Like, I feel like rape is a part of the, like, I feel like you can't just not, like, that word is going to make its way into this situation somehow, right?
I don't know, man.
Well, you know how
Making
some
her
girls,
susceptible.
they just won't have sex if you don't have a condom, and some guys won't do that either.
Yeah.
So if they wouldn't have had sex without a condom, and then you kind of just stealthily took the condom off during sex, it's kind of tricky, right?
It is. It's a
Kinda rapey.
shitty thing to do.
rapey.
In a way,
It's a rapey tendencies, but it's not
Yeah.
rape.
There you go. Yeah.
Rapey tendencies.
Yeah.
Like if a guy's being weird, I go, don't be rapey.
Would they say that in court?
I mean,
he was showing rapey
you're putting
tendencies?
somebody's health at risk, right?
Yes.
And you're
What if you're clean? And what about this? What if you're clean and you had your tubes tied, so she can't get pregnant and you're clean?
it's a good question.
I just don't think you need the physical holding down for it to be
You don't.
constituted as rape. Like, that's
Well, if
just-
she's under the influence and she can't protect herself, that's rape too.
Yeah.
But still,
so if she's passed out.
yeah. So if you penetrate a girl and she said no, or she can't say no verbally, then that would be rape. But if she's a freak, she's like, we can do whatever you want. You and the homies can run a train. Just make sure you have condoms on. And then when the condoms break, she's like, oh hell no,
Yeah.
rape.
Here's
you
my-
can't just call it tomfoolery.
No,
either.
but
Like,
here's
there
my
has to be a
problem.
word
Wait. Here's
that's
my
not-
problem with the drunk
Rapey
too.
tendencies.
If you're
Yeah.
drunk and you're making out on a dance floor, and then you go to a little quiet corner and you're like, getting even heavier, grabbing each other and stuff.
She
like
grabs
that.
your three-set
Then you
piece.
go up to your room, your frat room, whatever. You're a college kid, and you're drunk as shit, and then you start having sex. And she's completely fucking obliterated. But
And
you
you're
have sex
fucked up,
anyway.
too.
And you're a little fucked up too. I don't consider that rape.
And she wakes up
No.
next
don't
wakes
either.
up next morning and goes, what the fuck did I do? He goes, what did I do? She goes, I didn't agree to that. He's like, I don't even remember that. Well, that's rape. No, it's not.
That's not fair.
You were drunk.
No, yeah,
I
it's-
was drunk.
Because you could ruin somebody's life and it's not fair. It's just not. But I have to say that when you pull the condom off
On
fuck,
purpose?
man, that's bad. I'll leave it this way. It's bad. It leaves
Me
me
too.
shaking my head.
It's horrible, but it's not rape.
No, I don't think so either.
It's rapey tendencies.
Like, was he? And then what is this guy? Is there one case here? Or are we just talking about like?
No, this shit
This
happens
is happening
all the time.
Now, is this like a? Is this like a fit? Like, you know how like there was a story a few years ago about kids getting fucked up by butt chugging. They'd pour like cough syrup into their ass. Sounds like I'm
Or
making it up.
alcohol, yeah.
It sounds like a Jay Leno headlines. Like,
No,
bit, but
that's
it's
true
actually
though.
really-
No, I had a friend who would do that.
And that came in when I feel like, is this kind of along the same lines, or is this like becoming? Has this been happening for a while? Do we know
The new
that?
sex trend? That's not new. I've heard of
Yeah.
guys
Also,
doing this
don't
all
use the
time.
word trend when you're describing like trend and then rape. Like, this is not a good headline.
I only know of one guy who's done this. I'm new to this,
Whoa.
But I remember my friend playing dumb, and I looked at him and I go, "Stop playing dumb.
Yeah.
You're being a fucking
Good for you."
She found out, and he played me a message she left, and she said on the message, she goes, "It's not rape, but it's pretty fucking close."
There it is.
Now, see, that's fair.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
fair.
She said that. I remember that, and I went like, dude.
She's right, man.
You
Don't
knew
be
what
a
you
fucking
were
scumbag.
You knew what you were doing. Don't look around like you didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
Also, if you're trying to like prove to yourself that you fucking got quick hands, like do that, like do a YouTube tutorial of like, look how fast I can fucking take a condom off, but don't do it with a woman because then you're gonna get in like,
'Cause that's
pull,
rapey.
pull the fucking what is the tablecloth
bottom
off
line
the
is he
table
wanted to
and
have
be like,
sex.
ta-da.
He wanted to
you
have
know?
sex without a condom. He hated a condom, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to have a
Find a
better
different
I
sex-
get
girl.
that, but then fuck your hand. You don't need a condom for that.
Is that taking?
We'll be right
something,
back.
Isn't that taking something that doesn't belong to you?
What's that?
Isn't that the equivalent of taking something that doesn't belong to you?
What?
So she never said you could do it without a condom, right?
For sure.
But she
have-
said you could penetrate her. She agreed to let you penetrate her.
With a protective membrane.
Yeah.
It's tough, right? I don't know. I hate to
even
be the lawyer.
condoms.
That makes me sad
condoms
for
are,
dudes.
Condoms are still on 100%.
Like,
They don't protect you 100%.
so
They're
shitty.
99%.
Yes, but she did make you wear a condom, right?
What percentage?
They agreed to a contract.
So she's
going
going to say, yeah, I don't want to have sex. If you come at her without a condom, she's going, no way. No way. Get a condom and I will. What do you think about this? You're a woman. Let's get a woman's point of view
Yeah.
on this. And be honest. You don't have to be politically correct. And you can totally disagree
Don't worry,
with
no
us.
one's listening.
You can disagree with us hard. Don't worry about it.
Hashtag million downloads.
No, I think it's fucked up because that's right. If she says yes only with a condom, you're going against what she's doing.
Do you consider it rape, A?
No, I don't think so.
I
but
sound
it's
like a
the-
Canadian there. I call her A.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, wait. So,
Rape, eh?
So you don't think so?
Does soften
I
the
don't
blow a
think
little
it's
bit.
rape. I think it's like the step below rape.
So sexual assault.
Because rape, I think rape is really serious.
Sexual
You
assault.
can't just-
Have you ever heard of a guy doing this?
No, I haven't. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised that it happens, but I haven't.
Guys being guys, am I right?
No,
guys
it's a
being
percentage.
shitheads.
It's a percentage. I mean, this stuff like sucks because you're like, man, like
Gives us
I would
all a
never
bad
do
day.
this. Yeah, and there's a lot of shitty dudes, but there's a lot of good dudes, and this is
We're
what
three
percentage.
good, we're 4 good dudes.
Yeah, man.
Am I right? It's
Well,
hey, we don't
I
encourage
certainly hope
this.
so. I worry about young men. I worry about young men who are drunk and fucking horny and then they're like, but you can't do this.
Thinking they're invincible.
You have to talk about this. A lot of young guys listen to this podcast. And as an older guy, I gotta say, don't fucking do this, man. Because if you do it, you're being a scumbag.
I don't think a lot of guys are doing that. I think we got to give the mankind benefit of the doubt.
I agree.
Hey, real quick, it's not a trend, so everyone relax.
Right.
It's not a
Good
trend.
point. Yeah. Good
Most
point.
guys aren't doing
Very
this.
good point.
Most guys who listen to this show are like, of course that's fucked
Correct.
up. We don't need a public announcement
Correct.
saying this is wrong.
No,
don't make our
I think you're right,
don't make our
Brendan.
audience seem dumb.
I
Don't
think
make
you're
this a
right.
trend. Let's move on.
You're right.
What else you got,
that
Chin?
good example of how the media says it's a trend, and you're fucking right.
No,
I think most
guys
people
right now are
know-
going, what?
Yeah.
What are they even talking? Why are they talking about this for 30 minutes? It's clearly fucked
Dude,
up.
a trend is like, people are starting to wear rollerblades to the roller skating rink, All right, let's go to the next story.
Hey, man.
We'll be right back.
Let's go to the next story
The
real
debate
quick.
was only whether it was
We'll
rape
be
or
right
not,
back.
and that's
What else you got, Chin?
On a lighter note, Facebook is talking about working on technology to read minds.
Dude,
and this is
Zuckerberg-
actually real.
Hey, Zuckerberg, relax.
dude.
How about the fact that
Take
they
it
got a
easy.
flying car, too? It's crazy.
Well, that's going to help people. That's going to help if you can read minds. You're going to know the guys that are breaking condoms on purpose.
Yeah.
See, full circle.
Yep.
Full circle, guys.
Yep. Well, they got optical neuroimaging already, which is where they'll show you a picture, and if certain parts of your brain light up that are familiar, where
That's
it's
what it's
familiarity,
doing, yeah.
it means, you've been in. So you didn't rob that bank? All right, let's show you a picture of the inside of the safe. And if your brain lights up with a certain way, they're like, wait a minute. Now, there's a dark side to this too, because they tried to have racial. There's these neuroscientists came up with this idea of, well, if you see somebody who's black and you're white, and certain parts of your brain lights up, there are certain areas of the brain that can be lit up when you have negative feelings or impulses. And so they were trying to. Some people on NPR I remember talking about how we should have all cops take this test. I hate it because it's actually bullshit science. Because in fact, that's not the case. Your brain lights up a lot of times when you see something that's not familiar with you.
Yeah.
That can also be sort of something that you don't have positive feelings about, but it's unfamiliar. So as a human brain, you act with suspicion of things that are not as familiar, right? So you have to be careful with that bullshit. So, the mind reading is very, very dicey. It's very like lie detector tests. They're really good. They work very well, apparently. But guess what? They're not admissible in court for a reason.
Well, guess what? The psychics off Venice Boardwalk are pretty fucking good, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The psychic.
There's a woman who used to do the psychic reading. She charged $10. She lived where I used to live, for La Brea and Melrose, and I was like $10. I was like, you're claiming you can read people's fucking minds? Like $10?
$10?
Like, what is that gonna like? I can see you're very hungry. I came in with a fucking sandwich. But like these people, I feel like if they're gonna do it, like use it for good stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like tracking, like maybe getting inside of like someone who might shoot up some place. Like maybe
Serial
there's a
killer.
way you can like.
There you go.
But how would they? How is Zuckerberg? What does it say about his involvement? He's just like
This
funding
lady,
it, or?
Regina Dugan, who's part of Facebook now, she's working on a secretive division of Facebook. Just as you see here, it says like you can end up typing 100 words per minute just with your eyes with your smartphone.
You know what's amazing about Facebook?
Talking about Facebook Black.
Facebook has a shitload of data on how people behave, and they have all kinds of social scientists like Dr. Keltner and stuff out of Berkeley, who are social scientists who study like psychological trends in mass, And they have found some fucking amazing stuff about like because a lot of times people say they posted this picture of me, I want it off on their page. And somebody at Facebook has to go and look at that picture and make a judgment call on whether or not they can take that picture off your page or not, right? Because you're infringing on their privacy. But it all comes down mostly to embarrassment. A lot of people just don't want that picture on there because they look shitty.
Sure.
They're like, I don't like that picture, take it off.
Also, the analytics.
Dude, that's an epidemic. Getting tagged when you don't want to be
Oh,
tagged.
dude.
Right.
A lot of people do that. Like, I'll go to tag certain comedians or whatever, friends, and it's like they cannot be tagged in pictures. Like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. Relax,
Yeah.
man. I feel like you miss out on a lot of shit, too. Unless you're just a shady person, you don't want to be tagged. In
Yeah. Lesson learned, man. Don't be shady, and maybe those tags won't be such a
stuff. Yeah.
fucking.
What else you got, Chin?
All right.
Last one, brother.
Last one. This one's trippy because I've done this before.
By the way, that was a great picture of Zuckerberg. Let's not sleep on that.
I
Like,
agree.
if he's looking for a new
Whoa.
headshot.
Man convicted of
Manslaughter
manslaughter. He's
after
convicted of
just-
manslaughter?
Convicted of manslaughter after knocking down a wasp's nest at his buddy's house.
Oh,
That's
God
bullshit.
damn it.
The nest fell down, then some of the wasps went over to the neighbor's house, stung both the neighbors, and one of the neighbors died from it.
Fuck.
That's
So,
not fair.
what a horrible way to go.
Anaphylactic shock. Does that mean you're allergic to
Yeah.
bees?
Yep.
Damn, and he's convicted of it, so it's just not. Wow.
10 years, bro.
Oh,
That's
my
not fair.
No. So that's the thing. So
That's
this is
assault,
in Switzerland too. It was only like 90 days in jail, or he could pay a fine, and he could pay the fine with like $90,000 or $9,000.
Oh, Switzerland, it's all good, baby.
Yeah, they got
Dude, and it says he was trying to clear it from a friend's home. Do you think he was trying to? I mean, obviously, if you're trying to swat a bee's nest, you're trying to get rid of it. Just to,
those Swiss wasps.
So it wasn't even on the other side. It was on their like his buddy's house that he was at. But the bees went to the other side to the neighbor's house and stung the neighbors.
Those are some
So it's
brave
trippy
bees.
how he would be convicted of manslaughter. But they said it was neglect.
That's
man.
that's slippery slope, man. He's trying to help his dude out, and then fucking El Hornate.
Yeah, you got to
Kinda
chalk that up
pronounce
as
it,
like a
kills him.
tragic. That's a tragic situation.
It's also an
but-
exception.
I don't
He's
want
not a bad guy.
Yeah, I just don't want a bunch of wasps stinging me.
Ever.
No,
What
that
a
would
horrible
be
way to die.
Not my way.
So
of
call
dealing.
the
What happens when you
The
get
wasp
stung? When you
people.
go into anaphylactic shock, you swell up, and then
Yeah, your throat swells up. I think.
does the bee like get real close and be like, you deserve, like you had this come, like does something happen?
Good
or-
night, he whispers in your ear, "Good night, sweet prince." And then
oh
you're dead.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's the Denver Wasp. I don't know how it is for you guys.
Well, that's how the bee movie ended.
That's right.
With Seinfeld?
That Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld was the bee.
He was like,
Can
yeah.
you imagine he did that?
Good night, sweet prince, and then he fucking killed that family.
Good night.
That was
sweet
bee movie,
prince.
right? That was
Yeah,
DreamWorks?
that's bee movie. Yeah. I can't believe Seinfeld did that. All right. That's fucking terrible.
That's insane.
Well,
Oh, no,
that's
no,
a
condition.
criminal.
90 days, but then you're saying he'll get 10 more.
No. In the U.S., manslaughter can be 10 years.
In Switzerland, it's all good. They don't.
Switzerland, they're like, you're going to ski only one slope for 90 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, how many jokes do you think are going to be made when he goes to jail? Where he comes in, people are going to be like, "Dude, we heard the
Bring
latest
up a
buzz
s-
on all your fucking how you got in here." Like they're going to be like, "Dude, that was fucking like that had to sting, man. The fucking you coming in not getting to say bye to your family. Do you think people do that?"
Probably,
Hey,
man.
we don't
No,
mean to swarm you, but you're kind of a celebrity.
There it
around
is.
here.
I was looking for the third one. That was it. That's the winner. Circle gets
So
a square.
wasp, do you want to eat? Hey, can
You want honey with that tea?
bring up bring up a Swiss jail. I want to see what a Swiss jail looks like. They're supposed to be the best. in the
Looks
world.
like Four Seasons.
Yeah,
A Swiss jail?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Fuck.
yeah.
Oh,
just
wow.
images.
Here's a real nest.
No way. Is
That
this an
is not
Airbnb
real.
in Burbank?
Oh, dude, I'm serious. Dude, the jails are amazing in Switzerland.
No, I have heard it. Yeah, it's great.
Look at how clean they are.
Dude, the best women, the best jails.
Good food.
Yeah.
Sign
What
me
the
up.
hell?
There you go. Bring them up. There you go.
Let's look at this.
Life inside a Swiss prison. Well, that's a chateau. Pools.
Look at that compared to ours.
Dude, arts and crafts?
Yeah, they got arts and crafts.
Either way, it's fucking nice,
They're
man.
all sweet.
So they are really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, drop a knowledge, B.
Yeah, I
I feel like
gotta
we've
drop.
dropped a shitload of knowledge this show.
I do too. Real quick, do you know what a fundamentalist is? Do you know how to define a fundamentalist?
Define it for us.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, man.
It's somebody who, it's like Tim Duncan, right? Uses the backboard when he
No,
shoots.
that's fundamentals. God damn it! No.
All right, well, let me finish.
It's all about meat and
like
potatoes.
Tim Duncan, but it's not Tim Duncan.
Good.
It's a guy who understands fundamentals,
Yeah.
but then goes, I'm not yet to where I want to be where I'm considered a fundamentalist. And then he watches The Mentalist.
No.
And then it,
God
all right.
damn it! No, that's not it.
All right. Well, I thought
So
the
if you're a
same.
Christian fundamentalist, if you're an Islamic fundamentalist,
Doesn't mean that's all the fundamental. Like you believe in just that or no?
well, in a way,
You got a
but
one-track
what you
mind?
believe is that
You're
that
not
is the
open-minded.
literal truth.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the set. That's
So it's the
set
truth
way.
with a
Yeah.
capital T. There is
Yeah.
no other truth.
Okay.
Only that. So a Christian fundamentalist usually will actually believe in the entire Bible, the Old and New Testament, typically, and they believe it literally, as in God created the world.
Like
in
there's no
7 days.
metaphors or references.
No.
Like it's literally.
Yes. But I just want to ask our listeners to think about your own life and where are you a fundamentalist? Because we are surrounded by fundamentalists, especially in political discourse. Libertarians. Nowadays, the libertarian is like, all government is bad. All of it. and all government's bad, so it should be all free market. And then you get when you get the way academics on the progressive left talking. It's like all men, men are toxic and they're oppressors.
What's like conspiracy?
And they break the world into
conspiracy therapy. Those guys, everything's a conspiracy.
Yes.
Like they just don't.
There you go.
Like it.
Everybody's
well,
lying.
do you think that's the exception?
Everybody's
No,
lying.
everything's a conspiracy.
Yes.
Nothing's real.
That's right. And that would be fun. That's a form of fundamentalism.
Correct.
As well, right? In other words, everybody's lying to us, and I only have my one source of truth, and it's over here. That's exactly right. So just be aware that is the enemy of progress. That is the enemy of thought. And that is probably friend to all things not so good. Because being a fundamentalist is probably very similar to being a fanatic. When you're a fan, right? You're a fanatic. There it is. So take a little inventory of how your own brain works.
There you go.
Filthy
Thoughts
animals.
from Brian Callen.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
We'll be right back.
Hey, are you looking for a sweet, sweet strawberry razzmatazz? Hi, I'm Brian Callen's friend Adam Ray. When he's not in the corner with his shirt on. Off. Sometimes. Cut. Take two.
Shit,
Hi, I'm Adam Ray, Brian Callen's friend. When I'm not doing stand-up comedy, I'm watching Brian Callen drink a big old glass of strawberry razzmatazz. Get a boost. Actually, you know what? Let Callen boost it for you.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice.
Can you describe me? Just go, Brian Callen, he's got sandy brown hair, a crooked smile, and a crooked teeth, and straight teeth and a crooked smile. And then just describe my piece.
This is weird.
Welcome back to Dick Talk. I'm your host, Gregory Payne. GP for short. Today's topic is Brian Callen. Sandy brown hair, blonde hair. Looks brown in the sunlight sometimes. Straight jaw, sharp teeth. But that piece, you know what that piece looks like. Google image a stallion. A black one or a brown one. Depending on the week. That thing will cut a piece of bread.
What? My dick isn't that sharp, dude. What the fuck? All right, you know what? That's enough. Adam Ray.
You can make a sandwich with that. All right.
Where can they find you, Adam?
At Adam Ray Comedy on Twitter and Instagram. AdamRayTV.com for my tour dates.
What do you got coming up?
Coming up, the Crapshoot Comedy Festival. It's his new festival in Las Vegas, May 18th through the 20th. And then Reno Laugh Factory. Reno, I was just kidding earlier. But,
Reno.
but I will talk about that.
Bring him up. Let me see your Adam Ray TV. That's great.
And then
That's the tour dates.
the tour dates are all there. A
bunch of them.
Parlor in Seattle, Cap City in Austin.
Oh, I love that. I love that room.
Oh, you're at the Ice House.
Yeah, local shows for a while.
Oh, I
down the
got you.
road.
I got you. You're all over, brother.
And then
Come see me in Vancouver, May 4, 5,
Adam
and 6.
was done. Yeah, there you go, Brian.
I was going
he's
to
done.
say Return of the Mac on Pop TV Wednesdays at 8:30.
Oh, Return to the Mac.
Yeah.
Now you go, B.
Never mind.
That's how this works.
Never mind.
Yeah, Adam's in the middle.
Vancouver.
Oh, see me in Vancouver. Fuck Adam.
Fuck it.
Oh,
I
the
got
Comedy
bored.
Mix. I saw that.
May 4, 5, and 6. I like that
your
place. Do you do that place?
Yeah.
It's fun.
And your picture you posted for it was great.
Thanks, buddy. Karate.
Brilliant, man. I'll be at the Ice House May 3rd. My show Thursday night at the Comedy Store in La Jolla is sold out. So only one
Fuck
is
yeah.
May 3rd, Ice House. That is next Wednesday. Everything you can get at tfatk.com. You can see my boy Adam Ray. He's all over.
Great job.
This is The Fire Kid with Adam Ray. We're out.